It's the weekend!
Warriors!
Warriors, come on to play!
Yeah, here we go!
It's Saturday morning, everybody. We're broadcasting live from the Weekend Warriors studios in beautiful Peoria, Arizona. I'm Ralph Ramona. Alongside my partners in crime, I've got the legend, Neil Lynch, and the legendary Philip Amrine. And this is, and we are, the Weekend Warriors.
Hey, everybody. Thought my screen was frozen. Actually, no, I was just sitting still the whole time. Hey, welcome, everybody, on the live stream. We want to hear from you. Let's get involved in this show. This is a participatory
It's easy for you to say.
Sounds like a
participatory
respiratory show.
Well, it's a respiratory. It's a participatory show, right? We want you involved. So you got two ways to do it. First of all, you can always comment on our live social media streams. That's X, that's YouTube, that's Facebook. Or you can use your telephone, your mobile phone, your device, your handheld computer that acts as a communications device, and you can text us on the Weekend Warrior text line. What's the number, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. What is it? 844-668-8462. That once again, 844-668-8462.
Go ahead and give us a text. Make sure to join in on the show, because if you join in on the show right now, you will have had more activity than I have had with these two gentlemen last night in our group chat. Because, boys, that group chat was as silent, so silent that you could hear a mouse whisper. You could hear a mouse fart in that group chat, because my good, we got the bell started as soon as the World Series happened. Canada was rocking, maple syrup was overflowing from everything, and all of a sudden, whispers.
How many innings of the game did you watch last night?
I watched just about 3.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't really watch the game much at all.
Not much.
Yeah, that was so obviously Ralph and I are both repping our Dodgers gear. We are Dodgers fans. And honestly, there wasn't much to say about last night. Ralph?
Yeah, there was.
Ralph, what's your takes on this?
So let's talk about last night. You want to go ahead, say what you want to say.
Blake Smelly? I mean, I don't know what to say.
So I find it hilarious. Hilarious. This morning I woke up and I see all these Blue Jay fans going crazy. Oh my God. We just like they think the series is over. I get it. I do. You live in Canada, right? You haven't seen an NHL title since the early 90s. I mean,
okay, that was a shot. That was a shot.
But no, really, other than bad healthcare and corruptive government, what do you really have up there? Not much, right? So I get it. Blue Jay fan, calm your jets. You won one game. You're probably going to win at least one more, and you're still going to lose this series. Give me a break. This Dodger fan is looking at you like you're an absolute clown. Get past it. You won a game. You had a good inning. Hey, congratulations. If that one guy, what was the pitcher's name for the Blue Jays?
You Savage?
You Savage.
Yes,
if that's your best arm, wow, are you in trouble?
Well,
I'm just going to say that because I get it. Great story. He started in single A ball this year, made it all the way to the majors. That either means he's really good or your farm system really sucks. It's one or the other. I don't know. He seemed okay. He seemed really nervous. He's young. But if that's your best arm, you've got bigger issues. But again, this wasn't going to be a sweep. This is going to be a 6-game series. You could win tonight. Go ahead, win tonight. And you're still going to lose this in 6. You're not beating the Dodgers in a 7-game series. So enjoy the victory. Have fun with it. This is the same thing I said to Phillies fans when we went through that series. Have your fun. That's all you're going to get. You're not going to win a World Series. Give me a break.
So I will say this, though. Obviously,
I'm absolutely
obviously,
shocked.
Ralph, I do.
Why are you shocked?
You're saying that if they were to get a 2-0 lead, you're still calling for it in 6?
In 6.
That is absurd.
It's in 6.
That is insane.
Blake
is what
Snell
that is.
last night was off. You saw it in the first 10 pitches, right?
Yeah, you're not going to have a historic pitching.
As off as he
career
was, he
in
gave
the
up
postseason.
2 runs in the 5 innings he pitched,
Yeah.
right? As off as he was.
Yeah.
The Dodgers had a bad 6th inning for whatever. That happens. The same thing happened against Philly, right? Where they got 8 or 10 runs against the Dodgers. It happens.
Yeah.
The Dodgers aren't going to sweat. They didn't go home going, oh no, we lost game 1. They don't care. They're going to come back, regroup tonight, try to win tonight. And if you win tonight, you got what you wanted, a split. go home and finish the series.
Okay, Neil, I'll let you go before I go.
So I obviously I share your optimism, and I do agree. It's just one game. If you lose by 1 run or you lose by 100 runs,
It doesn't carry over.
It's still 1 win. Okay, it's still 1 win. Now,
Right.
here's where I'm concerned about the Dodgers. So, Ralph, you and I were talking before we went on the air or on the stream or whatever you want to
Very
call it.
briefly, yes.
Islands in the stream. That is what we talked a little more
Islands in the
briefly. Stop
stream.
it.
That is
2
what
words.
You and I have both watched about the same amount of innings of baseball, of Dodger baseball.
Yes, we have.
Ralph and I are both true fans. We have watched roughly 80% of all of the games the Dodgers played, from the first pitch to the last out, and
Yep.
we've watched every Dodger game in the NLCS. I've also watched I watched most of the ALDS and definitely all of the ALCS, right? So I wasn't surprised at what the Blue Jays did last night. This is the kind of team that if you give them an opportunity, they're going to pounce on it. The Blue Jays have the one thing that is an intangible that you need in the postseason, and that's belief. They believe they can do anything whenever they want to and beat anybody.
Do
right?
they Maple Leaf?
And well, that's too funny. So,
Maple Leaf.
so I
I like
so
that.
here's the thing, though. The thing that concerns me, and again, I'm not concerned that we're going to lose the series yet, but the one nagging concern that I have, which I have had for the entire season, is that the Dodgers are inconsistent when it comes to generating offense at key moments in the game. For example, we talk about how rough Savage was. He did not have a good outing.
No.
He's lucky to
Yeah,
get out
yeah.
with what he did.
With
that
a
was
win,
that was
yeah.
used
But
in all honesty.
let's remember something. We had bases loaded and I think 1 out in the second or third inning. And Ohtani gets up. What does he do? He grounds out. The
Yeah.
batter before him was at Pages. He strikes out, I think. Anyway, you cannot pass up those opportunities to generate offense against the Blue Jays. If you need to outscore anybody, it's the Blue Jays. The Dodgers simply cannot get a handful of runs and expect to beat the Blue Jays in this series, not given how the Blue Jays have been playing. Because as you know, Ralph, and we've talked about it before, what's not important is the stats don't matter. What matters is who gets hot in the postseason.
Right.
And after game 1, it gives the appearance that the Blue Jays are the hotter team. We will see what happens in game 2.
Before you go, this is like the NFL
I haven't
season,
said,
right?
I haven't
know.
said enough. I've said too much.
You have. This is like the NFL when that team loses the first week. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, we lost week 1. Our season's over. This is a ridiculous response from some poor Dodger fans that are panicking, which is ridiculous. But I expected the ridiculous response from Toronto Blue Jay fans, because when you have a team that doesn't ever win and you finally get to the World Series, and congratulations, you got there, and you win the first game, you're excited. I get your excitement, but don't take that excitement and turn it into stupidity, because that's what you're doing online. And it's making me laugh my butt off every moment. All the comments that you guys are making, you're showing that you haven't been there.
To
So
be fair, his
I
butt
get
is
it.
already gone.
It
It's
actually
very
hurt a
flat.
little already, but I took a pill.
That's
but-
weird.
But you're showing your lack of confidence and your general surprise that you won a game. So now you're going to go, yeah, and go, oh, that's great. And then the first time you take a loss, you're going to go right back down into that valley, which is not how you want to do this. So good. You played a great game. You enjoy it. You won. You got to do that 3 more times against this team. Have fun with that. Go ahead, Phil.
So to go so far, I have tons of for the one thing that is just obnoxious, toxic Dodger energy over here. To give up 2 games in the beginning and still call it in 6 is utterly absurd. That is the equivalent to my not even toxic, but my meek and mild optimism heading into the second half of Super Bowl 48, when all of a sudden I said, you know what, we got the number 1 offense here with the Denver Broncos. You know, yeah, we made some halftime adjustments. We got Peyton Manning. That's what we got, and then just boom, just take it out, because you got to make 4 in a row. So that's just absurd. But
so that didn't work for you.
that did not work for
Okay,
me.
good. I remember that. So good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got something that will work for you. Anyways,
Shots fired.
if there has actually been one problem in the Dodgers' dominance this postseason, if there's one thing that you would not have accepted in any of those wins that happened, is that they have somewhat left a lot of runners stranded this postseason.
Yeah,
and that
all
is
year.
Yeah, all year.
A ton.
And so you're seeing it now kind of play out to the detriment of the team. Where do I think that they could have made up the ultimate deficit that they had? No, but they would have certainly made it a lot closer. You saw them storm up the Banda. over there. Did not look good over in there. And guys, the stat that is just going to gnaw and claw in the back of my mind is that, did you know that in the World Series history, game one winner wins the majority of the time? I think it's around 60%.
Yes, that's true.
And did you know that since 1995, the winner of game one in the World Series wins 80%?
I did know that. What's your point?
My point is, them some scary numbers.
Well, here, I'll counter that stat.
Please counter.
There's also a stat that the team that wins the first 2 road games of a 7-game series has an 88% chance of winning the series.
Sure.
That worked for the Dodgers. That did not work for the Seattle Mariners. So stats are fine. And there's also the stat about the fact that the team that swept was 0-4 against the team that went 7 games going into a World Series. It's 0-4 sometimes. Okay, these are just stats. And just like the Dodgers, if we're playing Stratomatic baseball where you look at the back of the cards and like do things, if this is just numbers and statistics, we should just forget it. We should just pull up our stakes, forget about the World Series, get ready for next year. But that's why you play the games. That argument cuts both ways.
It does certainly cut both ways. And the one thing that I think is nice about the Dodgers specifically is that when you don't have a strong relief bullpen or anything like that, what you do have are incredible all-star. You can go on and on
except
the
for last night, he struggled.
You're right. Starting pitching,
which was frustrating.
And all 4 of them are just vastly different to one another. Yamamoto is different than Glasnow, is different than Snell, is different than Ohtani, and even where you go further. Not that I think that you're going to go here, but Kershaw would even be different than where they go. So
you're going to see Kershaw in this series.
You're going to see Kershaw. I was saying.
That's a good question. I apologize. It's a good question. When? I'm curious what you think. I have my thoughts.
I thought last night would have actually been a place where you could have utilized him. I mean, I guess not once it got out of hand, but maybe a little earlier.
I think it's going to depend. I would utilize him probably, maybe even tonight. It's going to depend on the situation where
you want him in a lead.
Yeah, sure. When you can bring in a lefty to a couple different batters where you can do something a little different, I would bring him in. Absolutely, you could bring him in for a few batters, no doubt.
I think
he still had a great year. He still can get people out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't know if I want to bank on it.
Everybody's all hung up on the Phillies game.
Yeah, get past that game.
That's an anomaly. The consistency of I mean, that was a weird situation to begin with. I don't know. I mean, listen, it's game. This is the World Series. This is his last hurrah. He has all the motivation in the world to do well, and this guy is a professional, right? He can still get people out. Maybe he's not the Max Scherzer level at his age or his situation, but he still can. So I guess I agree with your take. I do think that and that's an if, so everybody calm your whatever.
Jets.
Yeah, your
Winnipeg Jets.
Calm your Winnipeg Jets, calm your fun pillows, whatever you want to say.
Fun pillows.
Well,
talking about my butt again?
There's nothing fun about those pillows.
But they are.
I think if the Dodgers are leading by a lot, and given that's the Blue Jays, it has to be like 10 runs. If the Dodgers are leading by 10 runs in the final game when they're about to eliminate the Blue Jays, Kershaw's going to get the last 3 outs. 1,000%. I put money on that.
Not game 7.
Well, whichever game it is, if they're about to eliminate, if they have a huge lead and they're about to eliminate the Blue Jays, you can, I'm going to plant my flag on this. Go ahead and hit that button.
Wow. That is,
you got to find the button first.
We do the flag thing. We know what we're getting ourselves into.
He is all about plant flagging.
I am planting my flag that if the Dodgers are in an elimination game where they're about to win the World Series and they're up by a huge amount, Clayton Kershaw will get the last 3 outs.
Okay,
that's my flag.
I'd have to see it in a game 7. I don't know if it
doesn't matter what game.
If it's a dual elimination game, then I might be a little worried.
Dude, I think the Dodgers have more faith and respect in Kershaw than you think. I really do.
I think a lot of respect. Certainly, I think worry and how he's performed under pressurized situations such as the playoffs. That's where I'd wonder.
Okay.
Also, keep in mind, I think that the playoff format that it specifically is does certainly not favor the traveling team, 2-3-2 in the World Series. So it is. I dare say it is a must-win game for me for the Dodgers to
No,
win
it's
game
not.
2.
Oh, come
Obviously,
on.
Ralph
Come
has
on.
has praised that it is not.
That's
Neil,
ridiculous.
Neil, you're probably
I
at
don't think it's a
70%.
must win. I think it's a should win game,
Hmm.
not a must win. Because again, I agree with Ralph. Listen, we could get down 3-0, and this game is weird. This game is wild. You could be down 3-0 and come back and win. So anything can happen. Obviously, I would prefer it not to be that way for my own personal health and stress level, but it is possible, right? And so, regardless of the stats, I mean, and the Blue Jays, I think, epitomize this. It doesn't matter what the stats are. It doesn't matter how good you did or didn't do in the regular season. Honestly, the Dodgers win one more game, they're hosting the World Series. That's how much of a difference this stuff makes. So the Blue Jays are just as much the beneficiary of momentum as any team can
Right.
be. And they're doing great right now. And that's not to take away from the Blue Jays at all. They're a good team. They're not a
Right.
great team, I don't think. If they win this World Series, they will be considered a great team, and rightfully so. It's too early. Like, everybody calm down. Let this play out, people.
You just made a great point. If the Dodgers win tonight, this whole conversation changes, right? It becomes, we went to Toronto, we did what we wanted to do, we wanted to win a game. Now we have home field advantage and we take it home and we'll try to close them out in LA. So all the pressure goes on the Blue Jays. They have to win in a game in LA or they're done, right? That's what happens. So that's what I'm talking about. These 7-game series, and the Dodgers are built for this. This is what this team was specifically built for, a 7-game series, which is why you see zero concern on my face. And if you watch the interviews last night after the game with the Dodgers, you see zero concern on the Dodgers. They've been there, done that. They know what they're built for. They know what they're capable of. You think they care about one loss? Mookie said, yeah, it's one loss. We go to tomorrow, and we've already forgotten about it. And that's what you have to do because they've done that, right? The Blue Jays, on the other hand, have never done this. This team has never been in a World Series. This particular team of players.
Yeah, this particular.
They've never been there. So this is all new to them, right? They're just riding that momentum. And the first time that they get a flat tire and something happens, how do they react? That's what we're going to have to see.
I mean, we will have to see. They certainly have a George Springer, somebody there to be a veteran leader.
A cheater, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no kidding. Friggin' yeah. You want to talk about, if you want to enjoy Boo Birds in a postseason game, like the rare Boo Bird, every at-bat appearance, George Springer is going to get merciless.
And you think the fans
And he
aren't
deserves
going
it,
to
yeah.
be waiting for him after they chirped Ohtani?
But what, with like maces
we
and
don't need
Billy
him.
Club?
We don't need him. I heard that at the end of the game. It was funny when Ohtani walked. He took a look back at the crowd behind him, like, "Hey, what's up?" So I have a feeling. I love Ohtani is letting his passive aggressive competitiveness show, and I like that.
You know what got me, dude? I'm going to cut you off, but
yeah, you are because you're a jerk.
Okay, I meant to cut you off. The disrespect by Toronto fans, right? Just not even at yesterday's game, but before the game, chanting "F the Dodgers." Why are you? What is up with you, Canada? Why do you? No, really.
If anybody deserves it, it is the Dodgers.
F the Dodgers.
That doesn't bother me because
it's not that it bothers me. It's that why are you guys so pathetic up there that you do stuff like that?
That's what they do.
They did it in the NHL game when the USA was up there. Now they're doing. This is becoming like a Canada versus USA thing, and that's not what this is at all. This is a baseball game.
What it is.
It's really not. Look at the rosters. It's not what this is.
Well, yeah, but the fans of the Blue Jays, listen, I would argue that Canada views it more that way than the U.S.
How many Canadian players are on the Blue Jays? I can tell you we got at least one on the Dodgers.
I have no idea. And honestly, it doesn't matter because that's not how sports works. And anybody who thinks
it does. International sports do. So like that hockey thing does.
Yeah, if you're playing on a national team, right?
Yeah, that's where it's fun.
Not how and you're right. That's fun. That's different to me. But I like the World Baseball Classic, for example.
Yeah, it's fun.
But professional, the NHL or the NFL or the NBA doesn't matter. Well, the NFL, whatever. So or Major League Baseball. So yeah, I don't really take too much of heart in that. Like I get it, but that's Canadians. They're chirpy. I was doing a live last night on my own TikTok feed. I did a post game live.
OnlyFans or TikTok?
As far as you know, it was TikTok. Okay. So you have to pay extra for the other one. So here, check on the blue mark, and I'll give you a discount for the month. So
love that blue mark.
I had a lady chime in who said she was a bartender in Seattle, and she said that when she was a bartender in Seattle and the Blue Jays would come into town to play, she said the Blue Jays fans were the absolute worst fans that she ever served.
Really?
And I was just like, wow, that's bold. That's impressive to say that. So yeah, I mean, I think that people just, oh, Canada's nice. No, when it comes to sports, they turn into everybody else.
Well, far be it for me to put fodder to the flame.
Far
Because
be it.
yeah, absolutely. Because the World Hockey Classic or whatever that was, that is one thing. But if we remember, who were the group of jerks that were applauding when Kevin Durant went off the court in the NBA Finals when the Toronto Raptors were facing the Golden State Warriors, and all of a sudden Kevin Durant went down with an ankle thing, and the Toronto fans were cheering and hooping and hollering. It was a very bad look for them then, and it's something that I remember to this time. So, is it the classiest move? No. I think that's more of a referendum, though, on sports than I think it would be on a national.
Yeah.
We have a chat from Chief Skull on YouTube.
Chief Skull.
He says, the disrespect. He goes, Ralph, come on. Don't be a baby. People talk about Canada being the 52nd state. It is Canada versus the U.S. Well, look, this is not politics. I understand what your reference is, but this is totally different.
The 52nd state? What's the 51st state then?
That's a good point.
Is it it might be Puerto Rico.
Hawaii?
Hawaii's
No.
50.
Oh, no,
Puerto
dude.
Rico is a territory.
Well, they should make them the 51st state and make anyway.
Look, Chief
no,
Skull,
shouldn't say
I
that.
get it. You're just pissed about the Vikings. I understand. We'll talk about that later, but
Ugh,
come on. There is
what an-
there
what
is a
an
little
implosion.
disrespect here.
I felt bad for Carson Wentz. My God, the guy
Yeah.
was weeping on the
I
side.
feel bad for Viking fans, but
Yeah, I know. I do too. It was rough. Anyway,
not
so,
getting off topic. But
so I think we have beat this horse completely dead for the most part.
can
What
I
do you
beat
have?
one last thing?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
One
It's your
last-
show.
It's not my show.
You can do whatever you want, man.
Ralph, it's your show. Take it where you want.
You know,
Yeah, baby.
here's my. I'm going to make a take, and then you guys jump on my take.
Okay.
Oh.
Come on, jump on my take.
He likes to jump. He's
Uh,
You
Jump
know,
around.
he
the-
likes to be on either power top. So
the
go for it.
rhetoric out there is that the Dodgers are ruining baseball,
Mm,
right? Everyone says it. Here's my take on this.
okay.
The Dodgers aren't ruining baseball. The Marlins, the White Sox, the A's, and the Pirates are ruining baseball.
And the Twins.
Seriously, you got to go to the Twins. But
Sell
they're
the
ruining
team.
baseball because they don't want to spend money and put money into their teams to make them competitive. Therefore, all they do is whine and cry about the teams that do that. And by the way, the Toronto Blue Jays salary is not far off from the Dodgers, by the way.
And
So-
by the way, lest we forget, part of the tripping last night was because the Blue Jays were in the running to acquire Ohtani. You don't think the Blue Jays were going to cough up that kind of money? I mean,
Of course.
maybe not 700, but they were definitely in the 650 million range.
They wanted it. They wanted them as bad as everyone
Imagine
else.
it, yeah. And there's not a team out there who could afford it,
Right.
who would want to do that, right? And when I say could afford it, what I mean is owners willing to spend, because unfortunately, every team can afford it, but most of the owners in this league don't want to afford it because they're good. It'll cut into them with a profit margin. They won't be able to buy a second yacht.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you look around baseball, I think the most indicting thing is that the Dodgers spend on their payroll, and granted, a lot of it's the can kick down the road,
Mhm.
but they spend an exorbitant amount of their revenue, like their generated revenue yearly. And that is something that I think can be like, do I think that maybe the Milwaukee Brewers or the A's or the whoever it is down there,
The White Sox.
the White
Fisher.
Sox, that they can spend with the Dodgers at full capacity, at a full clip? No, I do
No,
not.
I don't think they can.
But where I do find an indictment on them is on their revenue generated, right? Where it's like, if you're only spending 40% of the revenue that you have brought in, what that is errant. That is irresponsible. That is those are teams that are just doing their fans and fan service a disservice. Like, it is
Yeah.
awful. It is also awful for them to do such an errant value to their fans and to not put a winning product out on the field and not even attempt to do so. I
Good
do
point.
think that if you are a fan, you should demand more out of your sports teams, out of your teams that you are loyal to, that you are season ticket holders to. I think that it is a conversation that we can have on whether or not the Dodgers are great for baseball. If they are somebody that are saving baseball, certainly ruining baseball. No, I mean, I think innovation and going within the lines, and as far as like what they've done to accumulate such an all-star team currently here in the here and now, and getting a Shohei Ohtani, realizing the value that they themselves could bring to Shohei Ohtani and he to them in a way that in the first year of his contract, it pays for itself. Like the ways that they do things are next level. You cannot deny it. You cannot deny that they are skirting, or that skirting is an inappropriate word there. That they are seeing the forest through the trees. That they are going and making advancement and perpetually going to the next step and spending. And last point, spending the money on the right guys. Xander Bogaerts was not the right guy. They didn't spend money on Rafael Devers. They did not spend money on the guy Juan Soto. They did not spend money on Manny Machado. Like some of those guys they've had on their team. Trey Turner, maybe one guy that you kind of felt like he was the one who got away, but in the postseason he certainly hasn't felt like it. So that on so many levels, the Dodgers are not the ones ruining baseball. I would argue that they're the ones saving baseball and setting the example.
I mean, come on, guys. The Marlins, 67 million salary. White Sox, 77. A's, 78.
Abysmal.
Pirates, 83. You guys can do better. There needs to be a salary floor. There should be a requirement on what you have to spend, because you've got to maintain being competitive with all the money you're bringing in. I mean, even the A's, come on, you're building a 30,000 seat stadium. How about we get a bigger stadium?
That is pathetic.
That's because John Fisher's an idiot. So I've been thinking about this. So like I said before, I'm going to be doing a live on my personal TikTok account after every Dodger game this season.
OnlyFans.
Oh my God. I probably make more money.
I go
doing
on there
that.
with you sometimes.
That's okay.
How are the
yeah,
toes
that's true.
looking this day? We can
That's
jump
right.
on
We do-
Ralph's
we do
takes
Dodger-
and on Neil's toes.
We do Dodger toes. So here's what I've started to realize now, and I kind of realized this last night during my post-game live on TikTok, was that I think, and again, this is going to veer ever so slightly into the kind of social, I would say, I would argue political, but I'm not going to go political, so just calm down. But more of the sociological, whatever.
You're saying Max Scherzer took our jobs.
Societal issue. Okay. I realize now what's really happening here is that I was thinking about this. Nobody cared about the Dodgers being successful in 2018, in 2017.
That's right.
Nobody cared about the Dodgers being successful in 2020 during the COVID World Series. In fact, they made fun of them. Nobody cared about the Dodgers in 2021. They started caring after that, because here's what the Dodgers have done. The Dodgers have maximized the system that they currently operate in. They are a team in Major League Baseball that follows all the rules and follows all the parameters, including deferred payments. I had so many people chirping at deferred payments. Did you know the Dodgers did not invent deferred payments?
No, they weren't
the
even the
Dodgers
first team to
weren't
utilize
even
it.
the only one to utilize them. Exactly.
We have Barry Bonds, Barry Bonds. We have
Bobby
Bonilla.
Bonilla.
Mets.
Here's
deferred payment.
Yeah, here's my thing though. What I began to realize is that nobody cared about this until the Dodgers started doing it a lot.
Right.
And they don't care about the Yankees as much. They don't care about the Phillies as much. These other teams that spend comparable amounts of money, not the exact same, but nobody cares. Why is it the Dodgers? And I finally realized what the issue is. It's not any kind of California bias, though that certainly comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what it comes down to. As a society, and again, I don't want to get into all this is not the purpose of this conversation, but I'm just acknowledging the fact.
There's a lot of disclaimers.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I'm acknowledging the fact that people have been trained and conditioned by society to hate success. That's what it comes down to.
Lately, that's true.
Because here's why.
Patrick
Think about it.
Mahomes.
The Dodgers, within the system they've been given, have become very successful. They have built what is considered by almost all people a world-class organization.
Yes.
From their staff to their
Management.
training facility, to their front office, to their analytics, to their facilities. Everything about that organization is the attempt to be first class. And by the way, this is a team who was in danger of going bankrupt at one point because of Frank McCourt and his stupidity, right?
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is the Dodgers are just successful.
Yeah.
And now that they're successful, people are coming after them. Oh, we need to have a salary cap. Oh, it's as if the Dodgers' success is somehow taking food out of other people's mouths. The Dodgers' success is stealing money from other people. Like somehow success is a finite resource. And if the Dodgers have all of it, nobody else can have it. We have this stupid, weird mindset in this country that success is bad, that if you're successful, you're obviously stealing from or hurting other people. And I think that's where a lot of this attitude comes from. And it just happens to be the Dodgers. But that's I personally think that's really what's happening. I think that in general, people are okay with bashing the Dodgers because they're successful, because people think success is bad.
I think in general, I'm not disagreeing with you because that is society today. But I think in general, when a team wins a lot, like I could think of the Patriots with Tom Brady, right? There was a general, and myself included, there was a general hatred for that organization, for that team, for those players, especially for Tom Brady.
Oh, and by the way,
Patrick Mahomes right now.
Same
by the
thing,
way,
right?
the
Exactly.
NFL, and by the way, the NFL has a salary cap. People
Yeah.
who think that a salary cap is going to create parity in the league, really? You think that? And that's the problem. Nobody ever answers my argument. They never,
Right.
and I'm not saying you guys, but whenever I bring it up, that's when people just start insulting me.
Why does salary cap?
What is your argument?
No, my argument is if you think salary caps are going to bring balance to the force, you think they're going to bring equity and give others a chance to win, no, because here's what's going to happen. The good organizations are going to figure out how to be successful within that new system. And if you think that salary caps are going to eliminate dynasties, you're stupid because you haven't watched the NFL, the Patriots, and now the Chiefs, or the Chefs, excuse me. I got to say that right. It's the Chefs. So again, I just hate that argument. And then whenever on my chats, especially, whenever I brought that counter argument, you know what the response was? Oh, you're stupid. You have zero ball knowledge. I literally had some idiot say that to
You
me.
have no ball knowledge.
Ball knowledge. I know a lot about balls.
Oh, he's got so much
I was going to say,
skill.
you're a ball expert.
That's right.
All right. I will interject one thing.
Go ahead.
I think you two being Dodgers fans, you feel it a lot more. You take it to heart a lot more about a lot of the criticism around the Dodgers. I do.
I don't care.
No. I'm just saying in that you believe that I think nationally it is not as fervent or as high or heated as you believe it is. I'd say if I had to think about it, it would probably be like at a 30%. And then if people are given an option between the Blue Jays or the Dodgers, they'll be like, oh, it's fun to hate on the Dodgers. Whatever. Where I think it changes and where we start to get into the Tom Brady, where you actually have people hate, where you have them actively rooting against them when it's them against the field, where it's, again, Patrick Mahomes, where we get into that conversation, is a win here. This World Series will be the time that because there are still people, general baseball people, that are very respectful, very much enjoying, very much liking the Dodgers, because up until last year, really, they were the chronic underachievers. Like they were the people that you were like, okay, it's fine that they're getting all the talent, because they really, I mean, they've accomplished a lot in a normal pennant way and gone.
They couldn't finish the job.
They could not finish the job, and especially with last year crowning Shohei Ohtani, making good on the Babe Ruth things, and now forever being a made man. I think that was a lot of lovableness. If they now start to be the first team that's repeated, and we're now looking at the beginning of a dynasty, that is where the tenor will actively change. Agreed. And where you will meet brand fun to hate, along with actual success and results that merit a lot of toxic energy that usually comes along with it.
Chief Skull is on YouTube. So a couple of things. The first thing he said, it's Minnesota sports. We're used to highs and then kicked in the nuts. I get that. But
just like Arizona sports. But anyway,
you had to put that in there. To this topic, I hate any team that overspends to buy a championship. The Dodgers started out building in the farm system. Then they became buyers. I like winning. I just dislike the thought of money buys the win. But wait a second.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't. So you're a Phoenix guy. You know for a fact money doesn't buy a win. Look at the Suns. They tried it. How'd that work out for you? Right.
Look at the Mets. They bought Soto.
Right. You can't win. You can't buy a championship. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. You still got to play the games. You still got to do a lot more. And you make a great point. The farm system. The Dodgers farm system is not like any other. The youth they have in that system is ridiculously talented. They develop them like no other organization does, especially the arms, right? Which is why they can do the things they do and have the injuries they have during the season, and it doesn't impact them. So they're built from within. A lot of the guys are from within, and then they add pieces as necessary. That's what you do if you want to win championships. I mean, if I'm a fan of another organization, I'm looking at my ownership and saying, do what they're doing. Let's build a farm system. Let's go after key pieces to make us a juggernaut. Why aren't we doing that?
And a piece of that would be that their farm system is so vaunted and so respected in baseball that they are constantly able to make the trade deadline trades, that they are constantly able to make the offseason acquisitions because their farm system is good enough to merit a return
Yeah.
of a mid-season Max Scherzer, of a mid-season Trey Turner, and all these people that they acquired at the trade deadline that were massive deals. Even a Mookie Betts, like,
Well, and I think this whole conversation about money buying championships, it's disrespectful to the players themselves, right? Because we're not talking about the fact that what was the Barger? I forget his name. I'm sorry. I should know. It should be imprinted in my brain. What's his name who hit the grand slam last night?
oh,
Not many people as many are talking about that as they should be.
Is it with a V?
Or the fact
Barger.
Oh,
that
Barger.
the fact that
Addison Barger.
Addison Barger, Addison the home run, Alejandro Kirk getting that
With a
home run.
side of
Pe-
chopped onion.
People aren't talking about that. They're not talking about the talent, or they're not talking about the fact that Snell had a bad game and that's part of the reason why. We're not talking about the talent of the game. We're talking about the fact that, well, the Dodgers spend too much. They bought a championship. Yeah, you're right, Ralph. They have to perform. You can spend all the money you want, but if the players don't perform the way when the time comes when they need to, it doesn't matter how much money you spent. I think that whole argument about it is just, I think it's insulting to the players. We're talking about the wrong things now.
Chief Skull comes back and says, I didn't like any of the Suns included. It's the attempt to buy it. I applaud like the Padres when it doesn't. Well, what do you mean? The Padres attempted to buy a championship these last 2 years.
They mortgaged their future this year.
And it didn't work.
to win
I applaud
today.
that it
Just
didn't
because
work.
it didn't work doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You might be applauding that it didn't work. I know I applaud that it didn't work because I hate the Padres, but
I'm sorry. Just most.
Those plucky
I'm-
little
good
pods.
conversation.
I am just becoming highly skeptical of most sports fans these days because they fall into these logical fallacies and these traps all the time, and there's no ability to have a reasonable conversation about it. Everybody gets stupid.
But
really
please keep
fast.
watching us.
Oh my god! Yeah, keep watching us so we can navigate this
Oh my
storm
gosh.
here. Good grief.
Are we done with baseball?
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Game two
Game
tonight.
two
with-
tonight,
38
5 o'clock.
minutes.
Hey,
So-
game 2 tonight, 5 o'clock.
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto versus Gossman.
Who's that?
Well, he won his last game, so I don't know.
Okay, well, good.
Here's the thing: if Dodgers can't generate offense, it doesn't matter who he is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
that,
agree.
it will be interesting to see the discussion on Shohei. Should they not? And I'm sorry, I brought up yet another topic here.
Yeah,
But if Shohei Ohtani, because he had quite possibly the best postseason moment we've ever seen in the final closeout game.
Yeah.
That he just had in the NLCS. If he had a home run last night, but if he underperforms for the rest of the series, kind of like how he had been for the entire postseason run, this postseason, if he kind of plays to that level, I'd wonder if there would be accusations of he underperforms in the playoffs. I don't think that would stick to him since he won a World Series, and usually they just need one. Like Barry Bonds, that's the thing that kind of sticks to him.
Doesn't he have like 6 home runs and 11 RBIs in the postseason?
well, here's the thing: 3 of them were in one game.
Yeah, I was going to
the
say
other
they-
one
it
was
doesn't
they're
matter.
clumps.
the other one was in. Okay, if you're talking about statistics, yeah, it's great. But if you're talking about
Key
when,
moments.
when those things happen in key moments, that's the difference.
Well, he's
right?
not Kike Hernandez.
He's not
Right.
Kike Hernandez, who turns into Superman in the
Right.
postseason, which is so bizarre to me.
Chief Skull wants to know if he should give his $1.99 now.
Oh, for the OnlyFans subscription.
Oh, listen, I'll give Chief Skull a discount.
99.
That's right. I'll take $1 off that number, baby. You won't have to break a $1 bill for me, buddy.
Speaking of money, let's talk about the NBA.
Let's.
Oh,
So
my
it's week 1.
goodness.
Yeah, let's talk about Ralph's favorite topic, the mafia.
Yes. My Goombas.
Yes.
Yes.
They have invaded the NBA. Look, guys, this is crazy. This is I love that this is the only way that I get to talk NBA on this friggin' show because
Well, we'll get into NBA. more.
I'm glad because I need it. I desire it and I demand it and a lot of
All right,
words.
Keon, don't worry. We'll get there.
Absolutely. But yeah,
Wow.
the NBA has found
Yikes. Shots fired.
a gambling thing to start out their season. We should be talking about Wembanyama being not even a unicorn, an alien, because he is a foreign object that we
'Cause
do
he
not
looks
know what
like
to do.
one.
Are you
with.
saying
He
he's an illegal alien?
no.
Oh, I
But he-
had
but he
that.
is stealing production from good
my
American
God.
boys out there. Let me tell you, that Frenchman, he's taking French kisses up and off the glass. That's what he's doing. Oh my God, he's making love with it right with his fingers. All right, but we're talking about We are talking.
And I'm the one with the OnlyFans.
We are talking.
I'm the one with the OnlyFans.
We are talking about, Neil. Stay on topic, please. We're
You're the one talking
with
about
your fingers.
fingering glass. I don't know.
We are talking about the NBA and the gambling taint that has happened over this first week.
Taint.
My goodness, that has happened. So that it's one thing that I'd say let's go to the easier one first. Terry Rozier, he's already been investigated through the NBA, and of course they don't have subpoena power, does the NBA? So now we go to the FBI coming through and being able to put the authority of the law down and put their finger on the pulse and try and see what it is. And so that one we'll just kind of see where it goes. From what I've read, and I don't really have a full. I guess we also should put all this is allegedly. It's the umbrella of
Allegedly legendary.
allegedly legendary. And where this goes with Terry Rozier, we'll just pretty much have to see where it goes. From what my simple understanding of it from my couch is that Terry Rozier has a lifetime buddy who is a gambler who he just said, hey, you know what? Not feeling up to it. Gonna get injured. He is adamant that all he said was that. And that the gambler then went and told everybody and made a fuss. He just ran with that information. And thus this triggered. And so now you get into the question of, well, did he knowingly do this to say, like, to instruct, or was it really just you know what, I'm telling you, like my calf, it feels like it is 50-50. I'm probably going to give it a good quarter. And then when that cortisone shot runs out, I'm out. Who knows? Who knows? Well, that's for the FBI to find out and the courts to discuss. The other one is far more juicy. Like that
Juicy.
And you guys are lucky that you have a lifetime gambler here in the form of poker specifically on your show, because I can break this down.
Right.
Oh, that is right.
Oh, we want to. Oh, I want to hear
Yes.
this. I'm ready.
So it is one thing. It is, I would say that this is a gosh darn nothing burger. If it was just that Chauncey Billups is pulling a Paul Pierce, who's going to home games, having strip clubs over there, and they're serving wings and they're taking a payment out. And that's all it was.
I love good wings.
Like that is the difference between us publicly saying, hey, the Weekend Warrior girlies are going to be hosting a poker game and we are going to just all have fun here. And
can we make that happen, by the way?
We can possibly
take a note, Ralph.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to make that happen.
That is legal. You are allowed to play poker outside the confines of a casino. What you are not allowed to do is to take money then to pay for the pizza and make it be guaranteed, or to then pay for the said strippers. You're not allowed to take money out of the pool of money that everybody pitches in and just take it at home for the kitty to pay for, to take home what it can be.
Right.
That is the first step of illegality.
All
and
right.
that I would almost have now. It'd be like us just being upset with Mike Budenholzer having a speeding ticket. Like it matters not to me really. It'd be like, slap on the wrist, what have you. Where it gets to something absurd is where Chauncey Billups is allegedly discussed to have been a quote unquote face card, meaning he is the draw for all these big time NBA for all these big time NBA fans who have loads of money, who just say, you know what, come play a game with Chauncey Billups, what have you. And they come in and they play the game and they are marked to lose.
So that's the term face card is when you get a big name to attract people to a game. He
is the draw. Yeah. He is the carnival barker that brings everybody in. And not only did he facilitate an arena where he knew that he was getting probably paid a little bit underneath the table to attract people.
Sure.
But he also knew that they were losing. Like that is to where the person coming in was the only person not in on the thing that they were going to definitely lose. And this goes to James Bond levels. This is like Casino Royale, where they are like Austin Powers, to where they have contact lenses, where they have glasses that you can like look onto the cards and look exactly and see what they're playing. They have rigged shuffling machines over there that can exactly lay out how it's going to play out. So
really?
Yes.
Wow.
It is so,
X-ray tables, all kinds of stuff.
All of this is what they've accused. All of this is what they've displayed on it. So you wonder how or why does Chauncey Billups do this? And it's because when you are not only an NBA legend, you are a Hall of Famer, just recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, and you are still currently in the NBA ecosystem as one of the smartest if not up and coming head coaches in the Trailblazers who the record does not merit just what everybody thinks he is actively doing, and the team has to rise up to his level and respects him. He's one of the more respected figures in the NBA as a head coach. When you put all that together, you just wonder, like, he'll have his day in court. It is baffling to me that you could have such a bird in the hand and then just completely just squash it. Like, that is unfathomable to me.
Right.
It's on the levels of, if you watch Breaking Bad, of just him saying, like, and in the end I did it for me. Like, there was a certain point where maybe I needed it, but now where I've reached it, I just kept doing it for me. It is fascinating on so many levels that he could sink to that levels to just, at the end of the day, just straight on theft.
So I have a question for you.
Please.
Since you everybody knows one of your other jobs is you are a poker dealer at one of the local casinos here
I don't know
in
that they
Phoenix.
know that, but
They do
yeah,
now.
You do
They do
now.
now.
I just told you. No, he's one of the local. He does not. This is his
I
own
know, I know.
personal thing.
It's
Well,
all right.
well, if you walk in a Desert Diamond, you see
Oh
him.
my
It's pretty
God.
obvious, right? Good grief! Like, why are we? This is not a secret, okay? Anyway,
kind
Can
of
you give his
wasn't-
work schedule, please?
Yeah, no kidding.
so anyway, he'll be available on these days.
Yeah,
But
no
listen, here's the thing. My question to you is this: what it sounds like to me is that obviously this whole thing was there was all the rigging going on. You had the face card come in, you have people coming in, and so they're basically getting him to lose. Is the accusations about getting insider knowledge of games, is that where it happened, or is that a separate thing?
So at first, when it first came out, it felt like the only thread of connectivity was that they both happened within the ecosystem of the NBA. That was how it felt. That was how it was interpreted. It has since come out that it is very possible that there is an NBA insider who was giving, especially, oh my gosh, how did I forget this? First of all, with the poker thing, one thing is when they found these marks, these fish, these donkeys, whatever you want to coin the term for these people who lost millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars at these poker games. If you didn't pay, you're going to pay another way. Like they were contacting the mafia. I'll be honest, I'm ignorant here. Ralph can help me on this.
What do you need
I
to know?
actually didn't think.
Ralph is you're the poker expert. He's the mafia
Yeah,
expert.
I am.
I'm just a goomba. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I actually didn't think the mafia was still around. Like, I didn't
Of course
think
they
like
are.
organized
Oh my
crime
God.
family was still around outside of like organizing how to sell smokes. You know, outside the Piggly Wiggly.
They just
Like-
do more legitimate business nowadays.
I guess, yeah, maybe. It just it was absurd to me that they were connected with the mafia. Going
There's
back,
no proof of that.
yeah,
Be careful what you say.
Yeah, as per what was your question? I got lost in the
No,
mafia
my question. No. I think it's fair. The question is the notion of insider knowledge influencing
Insider knowledge.
betting. Was that connected to the poker games?
Yes.
Like
So then Chauncey Billups, specifically, there is a detail of the report of the indictment that has come out, does link to a person with a career that closely resembles Chauncey Billups without naming him, that he is somebody who certainly let gamblers know of certain instincts of how this was going to happen. So that seems to be something of a common thread that connects these two
Okay.
things and why they were more so than just this happened. This guy is associated with the NBA. He's on team leave. This guy is associated with the NBA. He's on team leave. That one is a bit more speculative, but
okay.
it is suggested and might come out to be more solidified in the days to come.
Let me go to chat and text real
Please.
quick. So Blissful Hayes is on the text. It says, "Good morning, Ralph, Neil, and Philip. Hey,
Hello.
Ralph, have you bought the Fanatic yet? Any news on 1580 starting back up?" No comment. He also says, "This betting scandal proves all professionals and sports are rigged."
No, okay, that is not what. Because this came out, I would argue, is part of the reason why it's not rigged. It's not. It's certainly not the mass epidemic of our time.
Right.
Because it was caught. If we remember, that Terry Rozier news came out that night.
Mhm.
I think that is something that is, if betting was not legalized and currently to where it is, remember, it is both to the benefit of both the NBA and the betting sites that everything is on the up and up. Because the NBA, in order for their integrity to not be considered the WWE, for people to watch and actually care, a lot of that is the legitimacy of how it's played, how it's refereed, and so on and so forth. So if any of that is ever questioned and any of that authenticity is ever put up into light in speculation, this is something to where you now have, for like the first time in history, the resources, the care, and the effort to go forth and actually put in time, in real time, times to where, you know, it's almost absurd too, to where you think, why would anybody do this? Mostly because it is automatically going to be flagged. They have access to information that is so much more than just going down here to you know, your local guy and just me betting Neil, hey Neil, let's bet $1,000, whatever. You cannot generate enough money outside of these betting apps. And the moment you start to, they have your geolocation, they have your IP address, they have so much information, more so than it ever has been in a corrupt way in times past.
So I don't know if I agree with you on this point. And if you sign up with Weekend Warriors today on Sports or DraftKings, you'll get $5 bonus bet. You get $200 in bonus bets afterwards. I was making a joke there. That's the
We could get that sponsorship.
I think, yeah, I know. I don't know if I want that now. But I think that, so to summarize what you said, which is absolutely 1,000% true, it has never been more difficult to scam because of the real-time analytics and data that's available at all points in time. It is so easy for systems to recognize patterns of abuse now.
Yeah.
Kind of like they do in Wall Street when there's insider trading.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. But on the other hand, this is one of the consequences of the proliferation of sports betting, is that it creates more opportunities and it creates more of an incentive to try to find ways to game the system, because there's so much happening. There's so much. In fact, here's the thing. Now there's so much sports betting. You don't have to get a huge take. You don't have to fix boxing matches. You don't have to fix this kind of stuff. You can do little fixes and make a lot of money incrementally. So it's like, you know, think about it this way, right? And this is a very interesting question. So I'm going to pick on a player. Let's say Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
Sure.
Vladdy Jr., whom I love, by the way. I think he's a great dude, and I'm very happy for his success.
I love his energy.
I love his energy, absolutely. So let's say, now this is hypothetical, so all of you who are watching this out of context, calm your fun pillows, okay? We're not accusing him of anything.
With the pillows. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, well, listen. So here's what I'm saying. If a prominent, and I pick on Vlad, whatever, if it's a prominent Major League Baseball player is in a postseason game where there's a same game parlay that says he's going to hit 2 home runs, okay? And it's going to, like, the money's trending, millions of people are betting on it, there's millions of dollars on the line, okay? If he gets up there and hits 1 home run and then decides, you know what? I've got, through my connections, through my other sources, I've got money on this bet. I'm going to strike out the rest of the game just to make sure I get my parlay. That's the problem with this stuff now, is that because there's so much of this in real time, everything becomes suspicious, right? And that's to me part of the challenge. And again, a lot of that you can sniff out with analytics and data and seeing what's happening and reporting on that and understanding the patterns and trends, right? But because it's so prolific now, there to me is a lot more incentive to do it.
Well, Chief Skulls on YouTube says, breaking news. Sports stars gamble on their own sports and games. Did you see the video of Golden State player Gary Payton III mouthing the spread of their game while he was on the bench? I did not see that. But
also, I mean, the other one too would be like Phil Mickelson, right? Like, he's able to bet on himself. I mean, he would be the most insider person to know. But it was never like he would fail to something that he can control. It was always on, I'm going to win.
But that's what you're supposed to do, Phil. You're supposed to bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself.
Yeah, baby.
What I would argue is, in your situation, I think, let me even go about this. I think the NBA specifically is almost most prone out of team organized sports for betting manipulation.
Why does it feel to me like the NBA seems to be the one, like there was the point shaving scandal with the referees a while back? I think you're right. Why does it feel like it instinctively, what you're saying, it's like, yeah, that's true. It seems to be mostly the NBA. It's happened in other sports.
There's more opportunities in the NBA because of the schedule versus the NFL.
Well, I would even argue it's more simplistic than that. It is that because there are less people on a court, you have far more. It's the same reason why we have such a high heated debate on who is the best of all time, who is the greatest of all time, is because of the impact that you percentage wise have on a game, have on a court at any given time. You are one of 10 players on a court, and you are at minimum should have 10% effect of whatever it is you can control. And therefore, if you are LeBron James on the court at any point in time, you are going to have 60% of control on how that is going to have, and 100% if you want it to fail.
True.
So because of that, you are so much more able to manipulate and make a certain effect happen if you so choose and dictate it. And also because it is such a players run league that you could almost check yourself out. That I think specifically the NFL, there's too many components almost to it. Like if maybe like could a shady cornerback do something to where, I don't know, where Tyler Lockett can get loose on a ball here and there? Maybe, but also there's such a brethren and such a legitimate fear of being chewed up on a Wednesday in the middle of practice on film session that, and your job security is never such that a guaranteed contract in the NBA has. I think that there are a bunch of factors that lead to where the NBA, whether it's the low volume of players in actual positions of ability to affect a game, that even when you're talking about Vlad Guerrero himself has a very limited opportunity to affect a game in a way that he can bet on himself. Because while yes, he can bet that he can hit a home run, that's not a guarantee on his behalf. It would actually be the pitcher who has more control to be like, I'm gonna just leave a lollipop, and it's hard for him to just to do that without being tagged. Like, it is much easier to see that as opposed to an NBA player who can just say, ouch, I'm out, or oh, I'm gonna miss this layup, and it looks a little more natural.
So you're saying the NBA is just naturally
I think it's
more corruptible, not corrupt, which you could argue that, but it's the NBA is more corruptible than other professional sports.
And when you start to get to a position where not only are you, if you're James Harden, you're not worried about this because you made millions upon millions of dollars. Yeah, like that would be, you would just be a fool, a truly fool. That Chauncey Billups, the only reason why I believe that this happens is in part is because it's a casino thing. We'll see whether or not it's the gambling thing, but where it happens, I think most are those mid to low tier players who are just hanging on by a thread, who maybe like $50,000, even if it's not for yourself, maybe you are looking to affect those around you to where like, oh, you know what, I can't make enough money to get everybody out of a bad situation. But here, you know what I can do is I can tell my friend, you know what, just what I'm gonna miss the last like 3 things or whatever, I'm gonna miss 3 shots in a NBA season of 82 games. What is that difference gonna make to me? $50,000 to them makes a huge difference, and that's what I think is possibly where you will see the market manipulation possible.
You know what I want to see before you get to the text? I want to see what the parlays are going to be on the sports betting platforms for this trial. Is Chauncey Billups going to get convicted? Well, how many years in prison are you going to serve? I hope that there's same game parlays on that because I'll bet on that.
Shannon Stewart's on the text line. Actually on the YouTube line.
Shannon Stewart.
Hello, Shannon.
I will take the under on Neil making any sense for the rest of the show. Do you know Shannon Stewart?
No.
You do now.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you, Shannon.
I want to bring up one thing. Did you guys hear Stephen A's comment about this?
Didn't he just lot it off?
He basically was. I saw it a little. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it looked like he was trying to make the point of like the NBA is being targeted for political reasons, and that the WNBA is next. That was the stupidest take I've ever. And he says a lot of stupid things. That may be the dumbest thing he's ever said. Like, it made people dumber just listening to it. I don't know why he had to go down that road, but for some stupid reason.
That's the age we live in now, where everything has to become political to some degree, which is annoying as heck.
This has nothing to do with any of that. This is an FBI investigation.
I don't make any sense. So, whatever.
I will say it is a thought boulder that can just roll down the hill and is something that once you suggest it, you're saying, okay, I can see some thought into that. But in reality, you look at all the reporters, like before somebody suggests it, it doesn't really hold a lot of weight because even if it was, I'm still of the mindset. I'm a person where if you do a crime, just do the time. Like,
whoa. Blissful Hayes says Chauncey Billups is in the NBA Hall of Fame. He isn't a mid-tier player. Yeah, you did mention he's a Hall of Famer. So
yeah, well, no, I mentioned that he's in where I say that he's a mid-tier player. I'm talking about the current NBA landscape because I feel like if you are a high-paid top of the line superstar, or not even that nowadays. You're making hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts that Chauncey Billups was a part of the older generation that they did not make that type of money. They made millions, but low millions.
All right, guys, that's hour one. We will come back and we're going to get into a lot of NFL. We got a ton of NFL to talk about. I think we've beat up the MLB and NBA a little bit.
Victor Wembanyama, the French kisser of the glass.
Yep.
What in
The
world?
finger roll.
Yes.
We're going to take
The
about
French
a
finger.
2 to 3 minute break. Let our sponsors have their say. Let these guys do what they need to do. And then we'll be back for hour 2 of the Weekend Warriors, where we will be all NFL all the time, every second.
Did you enjoy the spot that me and Neil canoodled in your bed last week here, Ralph?
I did not. It's the Weekend Warriors on
Got
our
him
Weekend
blind.
Warrior Network.
Online.
Arizona's solar scene is crowded, and real transparency can be hard to find. That's why we created the Harmon Solar Podcast, an honest, no-pressure guide to going solar in our state. Each episode, we break down the stuff that actually matters. No hype, no jargon, just clear info so you can make confident decisions on your solar journey. Our goal is simple: educate and empower. Solar isn't right for every home or business, but everyone should take a look. Follow the Harmon Solar Podcast on your favorite app. Just search Harmon Solar Podcast. Local, honest, solar done right. Incentives and savings vary by utility, rate plan, usage, and equipment. Not tax or legal advice. See details in the show notes.
After you cook, are you staring at a pan full of grease? Pan dust turns messy grease into dry, scoopable crumbs in seconds. Sprinkle, stir, let it set, wipe it out, done. Fewer towels, cleaner counters, and yes, happy drains. Want to see it work? Open YouTube and search Pan Dust Absorbs Grease, or go straight to our channel at Pan Dust Absorbs Grease. Watch a quick demo, hit subscribe, and share it with your bacon-obsessed friends. It works on cast iron, non-stick, baking sheets, even grill pans. It's plant-based, no harsh smell, and cleanup is weirdly satisfying. Make cleanup the easiest part of cooking. Pan Dust absorbs grease.
Game day, date night, or a midweek bite, make the Spot Neighborhood Grill your go-to. Sizzling burgers, crispy wings, street-style tacos, fresh salads, and shareables that disappear fast. Add an ice-cold draft or a classic cocktail, and you've got your new neighborhood favorite. Wall-to-wall TVs so you won't miss a play, a patio made for Arizona evenings, and that friendly local vibe you love. Find us at 2 Valley locations: Scottsdale at 18,251 North Pima Road and Glendale on 5350 West Bell Road. Dine in, grab takeout, or order ahead. Find us at thespotgrill.com for the menu, hours, directions, and daily specials. Again, that's thespotgrill.com. The Spot Neighborhood Grill. Great food, great people.
Turn your backyard into the best seat in the house with Curbalite, the app-controlled landscape curb that wraps your trees in color. Pick any hue, run preset scenes, even schedule your lights right from your phone. And on party night, make the lights dance to the music. Choose the traditional round tree ring or the contemporary square. Both install in minutes and link together for bigger, brighter displays. Connect up to 12 sets to frame your whole space. Built for real weather, Curbalite is tested in extreme heat and cold, so your glow goes year-round. Level up your nights, game day, holidays, or just because. Get Curbalite now at Curbalite.com. That's Curbalite.com.
You're listening to the Weekend Warrior Show. It's time for hour number 2.
It's the Weekend
Warriors.
Warriors coming to play.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, everybody.
Wow, that was easy.
Yeah, that was easy.
If it was easy, anybody could do it, Ralph. You
It
go.
is about 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. About 11 o'clock.
It's 11:04 to be precise.
11:04 and 33 seconds on Saturday
That's
morning.
right, baby.
I'm Ralph Romano alongside my partner in crime, partners, the legend, Neil Lynch, and the legendary Philip Amorine. And we are the Weekend Warriors.
So apparently, I've been accused by at least one listener of not making sense.
Boy,
So-
Shannon got your gourd,
So
man.
I'm going to talk real slow and real simple for you sports fans that don't know how to string a bunch of monosyllabic or multisyllabic words together. I'll put it in really simple terms for you. Talk to us on the show. Make a comment. That's the only okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Make a comment on our live social media streams. That's X, that's YouTube, that's Facebook. Or you can send us a text. If you type real slow, you can type a text in on 844-668-8462. I will repeat that one more time. 844-668-8462. This show, by the way, is much better to watch live than just to listen to. If you can only listen to it, that's cool. I get that. But you got to be watching it because what's happening here on the visual, it's gold. Absolute gold.
Neil
So-
and me are recreating the tush push during the breaks. Like it is just visual gold.
Oh, boy.
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure at first, but okay.
All right, man. Let's get into the NFL.
Dun, 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 dun.
Goodness
Six
Dun,
teams
dun,
on an
dun,
NFL
dun,
on a
dun.
bye is deplorable.
Well, we first have to start where we always
That's
start,
true.
right?
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the games of last week.
Last week.
Week 7.
Hmm.
You weren't even around. We
I
don't even know
wasn't.
how you felt about it going in, but we know some of your picks. That's about it.
I
Where do you
know-
want to start?
You know, do we want to talk? We should talk about the Giant Bronco game
Yeah, we
Let's talk
kind of.
about that first because that was depressing.
because that was an impressive game by the Giants.
Yes.
Until the
Oh,
end.
yes.
Yes, and then it was even more impressive by the Broncos for coming back.
No. No, that was an impressive game, far more for the Giants, and the Giants just like I walked away far more optimistic for the Giants than I did the Broncos.
Me too.
Like I know no Bronco fan, and I know plenty of them. I know no Bronco fan who walked away from there feeling great. Like we're 3-0 from home. We're 5-2. We are, I think, right now leading the AFC West, which is odd. But we are by like a half a game because the Chargers just mollywopped the Vikings. But yeah, going into that fourth quarter, no faith. There was no reason to have faith. 33
Right.
points in the fourth quarter alone, and which is always kind of a weird stat because they started the fourth quarter literally just scored right in the beginning. So I mean, there's 7 points right there. Bo Nix has been troublesome this entire season, and it is frustrating when juxtaposing that with last season and seeing how he was the possible lone reason why they were winning a few of those games.
Mhm.
It is frustrating when I feel like the offense has added pieces, made them look better, has in theory all should be working a little bit more, and all of a sudden the Broncos are just heavily relying on key stops for the defense. Obviously 32 points. You don't want to give up 32 points, but it wasn't all them. The Giants, Jackson Dart, if you want to go over there, a revelation. He's got a lot of moxie.
Yeah.
He has got like just that gravitas. He's over there with the
Moxie.
Yeah, he's got the chain. He's working him and Cam Scatterbo doesn't know any better. Literally, I don't think he knows. My
Love Cam
I totally
Scatterbo.
agree.
yeah, my God.
I love that
No,
guy.
you got
CTE Cam Scatterbo.
Oh my
I do
God.
love him though.
CT scared of him.
See, why can't? Yeah, exactly. Why can't? Tua has CTE. Why can't he be cool like Scatterbo?
I'm sure. Well, he's been running into a bunch of bad tackles for
That's
loss
true.
and verbally.
But anyway,
this week.
back to that
But
game.
back to the Giants game.
Yes.
I mean, you come away from that game, I think, feeling heavily optimistic for the Giants. The Giants had to miss, what was it, 2 extra points and a couple of other scoring things to lose by 1 by the Broncos. Like this, in all right, should have gone to overtime. If not, the Giants obviously should have outright won. It feels, if you're a Giants fan, you walk away from this just a little debilitated because you thought that this was the win that
It's
you
a
could have.
good loss, though.
It is a good loss. I think that
I
honestly,
know you hate that
well,
because whenever I say it, you hate it.
yes, but I hate it whenever
Yeah,
it's for
I've noticed
a person that's delusional about the status of their team. For the Giants, like
Wow.
that is the best time that you can have a loss is whenever you need better draft picks, you need to make the team better. Therefore, it's a good loss where you came all but short. Broncos, that is really debilitating.
What-
I am so scared.
What about this? This kind of relates to the Giants. Well, it does relate to the Giants. So, Bitter Dolphin fan is on YouTube, on Facebook, and says, "What do you three think of the Russell Wilson and Sean Payton exchange of words? Russell bringing up Bountygate looked like Russell has a little Richard Sherman attitude."
I gotta say, in 10 years, I think this is the most likable thing I've seen out of Russell Wilson.
Wow.
Am I kidding?
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding. That outside of, I get it. Like the rest of his Twitter feed is him touching bald kids in cancer in
Oh
like
my
hospitals, which is very
gosh.
good.
Oh my goodness.
I completely I genuinely applaud that. But this is the first time that I've ever seen like an actual slice of life from Russell Wilson. My goodness. Like I loved it. It also had like a little self jab there at the end of like, let's ride. I love
So
that.
you had a little chutzpah.
Yeah. And quite honestly, also talking about my
Chutzpah.
head coach, like dude deserves it. Like dude's a jerk. Sean Payton is just
Sean
always,
Payton is a jerk.
he's asking for
I
all the
agree.
hot sauce
Do,
over there.
do you
man.
think Russell's finally recognizing that he's at the end?
I think so.
I think so.
It's time.
But also at some point, Sean Payton's like bullying the guy.
He
You know,
is.
like he's kicking that.
He
Russell
said
Wilson-
he said he wasn't saying anything about Russell.
give
Remember,
me a break.
he came out with some
Garbage.
BS.
That was the most disingenuous thing. Like,
Your coach sucks.
Yeah, this and some swampland in Jersey are things I want to sell to you soon.
Yeah.
And Sean Payton is legitimately bullying the guy, especially while he's down. Like he's not even starting, and you're here just like throwing an errant just lob pass over there to just boink him in the eye like Kyler and give him a concussion. Like my goodness, like Sean Payton is such just a bully at times, and this was certainly one case. Again, as my head coach, I'd rather have a bully who's actually really smart than just whatever the heck Nick Sirianni is. I digress. But yeah, did you have thoughts outside? Like, did you like this out of Russell Wilson, or did you hate it?
I did like it. I think he's finally showing some signs of life. I mean,
Yes.
I did.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, that's an actual person, not just a corporate logo in person.
I can't wait for him to retire because I've been watching
those stories.
I've
are
been
gonna be
watching
nice.
so much stuff. Like, Marshawn Lynch does a podcast with
Yeah.
Mike Robb, and they bring Sherman on. They bring all the ex-Seahawk LB guys on. And they've got so much to say about Russ, but they're not getting into it yet. I think they're going to wait for him to finish his
That's
career until they have the conversation.
That's
I think a book's coming out. I guarantee you.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, Russ is in the middle of a few things that I'd like to hear more about. But it's the same idea as like Ray Lewis. Ray
Yeah.
Lewis, whenever he was coming on and doing analyst work, he kept saying like, I really held back from like discussing about like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady because I felt like it was a disservice to them
Right.
to like give away my stuff and publicly say things like, oh, Peyton really likes to go to his left whenever he's throwing
Right.
a short pass or whatever it can be. So
Stuff will come out.
stuff will certainly come out.
And it's going to be bad.
That and like an actual, like if I can give the Tua truth serum to somebody, it would be Bill Belichick and wonder, why did he bench Malcolm Butler in that Super Bowl? Like that's a situation.
It's funny. Golden Tate was on the podcast with Marshawn, and Golden Tate, if you don't know, he's a great guy. He was a heck of a receiver.
Clutch receiver.
Then Baldwin came on the show too, and they were talking about. They say, "Hey, I've got nothing but love for him. I pray for him all the time." He goes, "But there's things there,"
Oh,
I'm like, I can't wait to hear because it's going to be good. Also, what I liked about last week, for me, and I think a lot of the NFL is finally saying it. The Seahawks defense is for real. Did you guys watch the Seahawks at all? Did you hear about the game? Did you see the defense and what they did last week?
I did not.
You did not.
That defense is
I did not.
legit.
I did not watch the game to enough clarity to be
Two
able to have an
takes.
opinion on
Go
it.
ahead.
That defense is legit. And JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba,
Is the truth.
is the best receiver in the NFL this year to this point.
No, Jamar Chase.
No.
but he's certainly
Wow.
top 3.
Just look at
Okay.
yards.
I don't need just
He's blowing
yards.
him away on
Yeah,
yards.
yeah,
he's
he's
blowing
also-
away everybody on
Yeah, he's
yards.
also blowing him away on Joe Flacco-isms. Like, get out of here.
I think JSN's a top receiver in the league this year. No doubt.
I mean, you're not crazy. He's top 3, so I'm not like killing you for it.
Please
what
don't kill me.
I am going to be absurdly sad about
Mhm.
is 2 things. One, that game was awful to watch. That game was just like a dirty defensive. Just you're mollywopping your head.
I like defense games.
Yeah, I know you do. You're the one
They're
guy.
fun.
Yeah, exactly. You're and all of a sudden your wife's looking over and saying, "Ralph, why are you getting? Oh, why are you kissing me so much because of this?" And I get it. It gets you going. But the
She'd like that.
the other thing I would say is that the Seattle Seahawks,
Say it.
unfortunately,
Say it.
are a real team.
Yes, they are. Yes.
They're going to be done for by that offensive
They
line. I
are a
maintain that.
That offensive line's done a great job.
It's had some. It's done
a
I
great
think that
job.
they're playing above their talent right now.
They
And-
are protecting Sam Darnold.
but to be fair, the Seahawks tried their darndest to give that game away. Like if the Texans offense
Second
had
half, they had
any
moments.
sign of life, like the Texans offense was doing the Texans. That Texans defense is a historic defense right now.
Yeah, they're good.
It's like it's averaging like something like it's less than 20 per. I forget what it's doing.
No,
They're
awesome.
they are awesome.
They had 1 sack.
Yeah,
One.
yeah, but I mean,
By
Sam
that bad offensive line.
oh my God, Sam Darnold.
One.
Sam Darnold's out there just doing all he can to just fall on his elbow and
Come
just
on,
give it
some
back.
great
top of that.
passes. Sam Darnold's legit.
Well, that also I don't. I need to see something. in
The Seahawks
postseason.
are, and I can't believe I'm saying this year, they are a Super Bowl contender in the NFC this year.
They are a Super Bowl appearance worthy.
Who's gonna? I mean, think about
Whoever comes out of the
with
AFC.
that with that defense
I'm not ready to go.
and that offense getting
am-
better every week.
I don't know that it's getting better.
I'm telling you right now, Super Bowl contender, which I wouldn't have said in the beginning of the year.
I'd say that they are division leading contender.
Super Bowl.
I'll go there.
contender.
I
All
will
right.
go there.
Neil, I want your opinion.
Well, listen, since I don't make any sense.
Oh, let that go. Come on.
Oh, my
I have no opinion on that.
Yes,
I
you
think
do.
it's too early to tell. I haven't watched him enough to really know.
Okay.
I don't. Here's what I do think though: is I do think that, I think that it's just as likely. I think this could be a year ripe for a changing of the guard as far as who the elites are in the
I agree.
NFL, and so I think that would certainly be consistent with the shift that's happening right now. I feel like that the NFL is more wide open this year in general than it has been in a while,
agreed.
because we're
Yes.
talking about all these different teams, and all these other teams are having great games and having great momentum. There's a few that are still around. Obviously, the Chefs are still doing their thing, and the Lions seem to be resurging
Yeah,
again and showing
agreed.
up again. But ultimately, this feels like, I honestly feel like, with the exception of the Cardinals, anybody can win the Super Bowl this year. And maybe, oh, sorry, let me add that the Cardinals and the Jets.
And
Outside of those, and the Raiders
And the Dolphins, who
and the
lost to
Dolphins.
to
Yeah.
the
So
Browns.
besides those four, I feel like that scene in the movie The Jerk with Steve Martin, where like, I don't need anything except this chair and this dog. Oh, I don't need a dog. Yeah. So besides those four teams, I think anybody can win.
One last thing I want to go before we move on to at least Thursday night's game, but Chiefs are back, baby.
Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah,
The
like that.
Chefs.
Also, the fascinating stat coming out of that is knowing Andy Reid's legacy and history in this first shutout in his career. That's kind of crazy. I mean, coming from an offensive guy,
Wow, yeah.
I would have been more surprised had that stat come from like a Bill Belichick, where like that's more to his side of the ball. But kind of crazy that the
That
Chiefs
is kind of
first
crazy.
shutout of his career. Like that's the only thing. That and also the fake spike or the fake trying to get them to go offsides the defense. And
Yeah.
then throwing for it.
I
Man,
saw that play.
The
Yeah.
Chiefs love. Just I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like maybe it's because of that like Kermit the Frog comment that the Raiders had, but the Chiefs
Why are
love to destroy the Raiders.
many
They-
songs.
They did the
about
ring around the
rainbows.
rosy on them. All that.
Last thing before we go to
Thursday.
did Kyler Murray lose his job? The
Yes.
reason I say this is because
Yes.
the offense for the Cardinals finally actually looks halfway decent without Kyler Murray. So do you make that change?
We talked about this last week, and now I think what Kyler's going to be getting is the JJ McCarthy treatment of the soft
He's
benching
hurt.
of the. Oh my God, he's in the swelling. He's got the swelling of the anus. Like it is just so. It is so
I hate
big.
when that swells.
Yeah, it is so big and juicy that he just can't move around with the trunk with that much junk.
juicy.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Jeez, that's a big hemorrhoid right there.
And everybody's telling me I have an OnlyFans. What the heck?
Kyler Money
All right.
over there.
I think
Sounds
I
like-
think most of us agree with that,
yeah,
except for the big juicy anus. Thing.
yeah. God.
That's so weird.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett is certainly enjoying the. He's making the offense run, like, and he's actually utilizing Trey McBride and getting him to touchdowns. Like, it's hard
Yeah.
to operate and not say, you know what, I don't know how I can go to that locker room, ask for their entire effort and dedication week in and week out, and give them a quarterback who's just going to throw them under the bus, at least with gameplay.
Fair.
What?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Sorry. I just felt like doing
All
that.
right, so let's go to Thursday.
Well, I know Chief School doesn't want us to talk about Thursday, but
Well,
we're going to talk
let's see,
about
'cause he just
Thursday.
made a comment. He said, "Kyler gone, and let's not rehash Thursday, please."
Exactly.
So let's rehash Thursday.
Let's rehash Thursday. I watched a good part of that game, and I got to tell you, Carson Wentz is like that politician who does horrible things, and every year when it comes up to re-election, you get all excited. You like, oh, we're going to vote him out. We're going to vote him out. And then he does something and you're like, you know what? We're going to keep you around one more term. And he comes back in and just does the exact same thing. In fact, he might be worse. I think at some point I mean, there's a lot of issues. Obviously, it's multifaceted. I get it. It's not just one player. But in general, we need to Carson Wentz, he's not the answer, nor has he ever been the answer. And he just needs to he needs to embrace his role as a backup quarterback who comes in when your primary quarterback gets injured. That's all you need.
I've got a question for you guys. So he was the first quarterback to start for a team, 6 different teams in 6 seasons. Can you guys name the teams that he's been on without looking?
Okay.
All right. There's a couple of easy ones.
Colts, yes.
What team is he with right now?
Yeah, obviously where he's
Vikings,
yes.
Eagles,
yes. Okay, so those are the easy ones. The next 3 are pretty, well, I'd say 2 out of the 3 are hard. I'll give you just a few seconds here.
The Niners.
No. One of them was in his own division, which was curious.
The Giants.
No. Give up, Ralph?
Hold on.
He's going into the memory bank. You
the
can
Jets?
See it. No,
and it wasn't.
God, I just forget it.
It definitely wasn't Jacksonville, was it?
It was not. So he went to the Eagles, Colts. You guys got Chiefs. Or no, you guys didn't get Chiefs. Rams,
Chiefs, yes.
And Commanders and Vikings.
The Rams for a bit. I forgot about that. Yeah, he was at the Commandos for a bit. Yeah.
Rams was the one I forgot. So that's crazy.
I don't remember the Rams at all.
The Rams, and he made a start.
It was that memorable, apparently.
Yeah, wow. I think it was just the one game that Matthew Stafford happened to go out. But to your point about Carson Wentz, he looks like he is straight up not having a good time out there. So like he's just getting sacked left and right. By the end of that game, he was legitimately crying, and I felt bad. Like I was like, they've got like one more drive with him out there, but like they have to throw him out there. Go to the third guy, getting him some hits of this. This is outrageous.
I just feel like the whole North Dakota State thing is the affinity there, obviously, because Wentz was a big quarterback at NDSU, which obviously is pretty close to. Unlike the movie Fargo, Fargo is not a half hour outside the Twin Cities. It's 4 hours to be precise. And it's in a different state, but whatever. There's a lot of affinity there. So I thought, honestly, he would do better. I really did. And I was wrong.
Well, he's out there playing like Ben Roethlisberger. And unfortunately, like half the time it works and it's so impressive. You see all the physical traits that he has, and he's elongating plays that they actually essentially need, because that Vikings offensive line right now is just tattered to hell. But half of those times that he's elongating the things, half of the times it's good. The other half, it's really bad. Like he'll just throw it like a really bad pass that's really short. He'll throw it while he's like halfway to the ground, so you have to go back to instant replay to see is his knee down. I mean, because he almost coughed up the ball, or he actually did cough up the ball. Carson Wentz, all this to say that he made the Chargers defense look like they looked in the first couple of games, like they were back to form because of him.
Let's talk about the other team in this, because we've bashed on the Vikings plenty, because there's plenty to bash.
Well, let's let Chief Skull finish the Carson Wentz thing. She said Carson went. They should have pulled him, and I think they know the O-line is so bad they didn't want another quarterback hurt. Bosner. Let's see here. The NFLPA investigate. The NFLPA should investigate how they misuse of an injured player. Misuse of an injured player.
Yeah, he looked pretty bad out there. I wonder if not only just his performance, but also just what looked like pretty obvious injuries sustained out there during that time, if that leads the way to JJ McCarthy finally coming back.
Chief Skull, are you looking forward to McCarthy? Are they keeping him on the sideline because maybe he's just really not that good? Are you now upset you got rid of Sam Darnold? I'm really curious from a Vikings fan perspective. What do you think?
I mean, Adam Schefter reported the night of, if you remember, it was that Sunday night football game against the Falcons when JJ McCarthy just went for an absolute like crumble cookie on the field. Like he was just absolutely just configured. And then Adam Schefter was like, thankfully, the Vikings are saying that they're optimistic and that he avoided serious injury. He'll be back in. They think that he'll be back in 2 to 4 weeks. Then Adam Schefter recently comes out and says, just as they always and thought and the doctors forecast, he's going to be out for 6 weeks, and it's looking like he's still en route to that. And it's like, well, what happened there? Where's the discrepancy? What happened to 2 to 4 weeks to now 6 weeks? So
it's magic. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, it's not. That's bad magic. That's bad juju.
Oh, listen. Can we throw some flowers?
Sorry, go ahead.
Can we throw some flowers to the Chargers, to the San Diego Superchargers?
Yeah, you
please?
keep wanting this. Why do you
Justin
love
Herbert?
Chargers?
227 yards, 3 touchdowns in the win. This was a dominating performance by the Chargers. Yeah, it was a dilapidated, disarrayed Vikings team.
Carcass of a Vikings
A
team.
carcass. But yeah, let's face it, it wasn't just the offensive line that was bad. It was the defense that was uncharacteristically bad. I feel like that's been a staple of the Vikings team the last couple of years, is a strong defense. Not Thursday night.
Well,
it was not good.
Well, Brian Flores is the king of the blitz right now. And the one thing that, with elite quarterbacks is that you actually don't want to blitz them. Like either
Correct.
Former veteran quarterbacks that are just old and like Joe Flacco, think of that, or current day elite quarterback. Like you look at the numbers on Tom Brady when he was getting blitzed, it's not pretty. You look at Joe Flacco when he's getting blitzed, it's not pretty. Like he's doing really well. Patrick Mahomes, it's not doing well. I wonder if now Justin Herbert, this feels like the season, like it's been tumultuous, but the highlights have been tremendously high. Dare I say, higher than he's ever had. And I wonder if this is just adding more to the case because, when you try and blitz elite quarterbacks, it doesn't go well. I wonder if Justin Herbert now is making his case to be that finally where the talent meets the production, where he's now finally becoming that.
I need to see consistency from him and the Chargers.
I agree.
Until I see it, I'm not there.
Yeah.
They're just too inconsistent. I'm not sold.
So the other question then is, where does this put the Vikings in the NFC North? At this point, and I forget what my predictions were because I don't remember that stuff. Are you kidding me? You do because we write it down.
I think you had him as a wild card.
Well, see, here's the thing is I am starting to wonder now who's going to be last in the division. Is it going to be the Bears or the Vikings? Like that's a legitimate question now. And by the way, I'm not sold on my Green Bay Packers. They have demonstrated some very frightening inconsistencies.
Yeah, we'll talk about that game.
Yeah, they got lucky in their game, I think, a little bit against the Cardinals. But it's starting at this point in the season. It's starting to look like maybe the Lions will be the NFC North champs again. But anyway, as far as the Vikings, here's what's going to happen, right? We're going to write them off. They're going to have a couple of great games. They're going to get everybody's hopes up, and then they're going to implode in December, which is what they do. And Chief Skull knows that for a fact.
Speaking of him, here he is. I'm going to put his comment right there. He says, Darnold, we couldn't keep him. We had to let him go because of JJ. I think JJ will be really good. I'm looking forward to his competitive nature. Are you concerned about how he's not looked good except for one quarter?
Yeah,
I'm just curious. Or is that just his youth?
I would say half because it was a half. Let's give him 2 quarters. I think the one thing that we were deprived of this game that narratively is, and that I worry that JJ McCarthy will hold up his end of the bargain, is a showdown between former coach and quarterback, where we would have seen Michigan, JJ McCarthy, former or now alum, with Jim Harbaugh. I think that's a face-off because I don't know that JJ McCarthy's long for, like, you look back at that quarterback class, you usually don't get 5 for 5. Like we are looking at how many quarterbacks were taken in that specific draft class. That was Caleb Williams, that was Drake May, that was Jaden Daniels, that was JJ McCarthy, and Michael Penix.
4 of those 5 look pretty decent.
4 of those 5 look pretty decent. Like Caleb Williams, say what you will, he looks like he's a starter.
He's getting better.
Yeah, he's getting better. You can
yes.
see the progress. Drake May has
Looks
put
good.
together like a month of just fantastic, like
Yes.
Josh
We knew he
Allen.
would
Like
be, yeah.
we thought he certainly had the tools. And of course, Jaden Daniels hurt now, but
Looked good last year.
Probably the best rookie season of all time. And the Michael Penix
Starting to look
down.
good.
Yeah, well, I don't know about starting to,
It's
but
getting there.
he was looking there. He was looking.
You can
JJ
see
Mc-
his potential.
JJ McCarthy was my ticket, so it's going to always be hard for me to get beyond this bias. But JJ McCarthy, I don't see it. I just don't see it. He's a guy who walks around on the field with no shoes on prior to the game. He's got like a bunch of Zen things. He's a killer out there. Whatever. I get it. All that stuff is going on. I put my
I don't see it.
let me cast my ballot for I think that he's going to be the one that sinks the ship of that quarterback draft class. And furthermore, Neil, you're saying that they're going to have 2 or 3 more games. That's good. I don't know. I mean, especially if
they always manage to. It's just a weird thing about the Vikings. It doesn't matter who they could have. Christian Ponder, for crying out loud.
Yeah, but
they could have Dante Culpepper, and they managed to put together a string of games that gives the fan base hope. And then December,
The Vikings, you mean?
Yeah, the Vikings specifically. I don't think that that's true. I think that they will certainly blow up and have radioactive fallout. I don't see prosperity and optimism in their future. I think that they've got about 3 more wins, and that honestly kind of depends on whether or not JJ McCarthy is there. I think it goes down to 2.
I think I said in the beginning of the year I think I put their over under at 6. I believe, right?
Yeah,
So, and I think that's about right.
yeah, it does not feel like they're going much longer for this world. Certainly not division leaders.
Phil, Chief Skull says, Phil, we don't see you as a radio guy, but we love you anyway.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you, though. I think Captain Handoff is exactly that. He wasn't impressive in college.
Captain.
All he did was hand the ball
Handoff.
off.
All they did was hand it off to Blake
So,
Corum.
Well, you know what? Time will prove us right or wrong.
That's
obviously.
right.
But we need to actually get him on the field so we can prove it one way or the other. And I feel like they just don't want to put him out there right now.
Which is so
So,
odd. I mean,
You had your quarterback and you let him go, which was I appreciate you doing that. But you had a guy that won you 14 games last year, who made Justin Jefferson the bigger stud than he even is, who is now making JSN the Justin Jefferson of the Seahawks, and I appreciate that. So, I was a bad move by the Vikings, I think, and that one they're going to regret for years.
All right, shall we move on?
We should.
Wow.
Do we want to do we want to get into picks, and then when we have time after that, we can talk about other things.
Let's do
what do you
picks.
guys want to do? You wanna
Let's
do picks?
pick. Let's pick our noses.
I don't think I want to do that.
You know,
So, like
you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you shouldn't pick your friend's nose. But
All right,
that's a
so-
different story.
So, like I said, 6 teams on a bye this week: Lions, Raiders, Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, and Jaguars.
Let's get into some picks.
Oh
We'll
my
do some
goodness, we
background
got
music.
we got
Yeah,
the
music.
old ESPN music. I feel like I'm playing the old ESPN NFL game on the Xbox. I loved that version of the game. It was so good.
All right,
It was the best one out
let's
there.
start with this game. We got the Bills taking on the surprising Carolina Panthers. Phil,
Bills smash spot. You look at any of the things about Josh Allen and the Bills and Sean McDermott after a bye, it's all good. Panthers, say what you will about Bryce Young, he's had that offense looking better than not. What is concerning is that the Panthers are at home. Panthers are only a legitimate team at home right now. They're 3-0 at home, and so that does concern me. Bills defense does not concern me. It's Bills are going to win. Bills are going to steamroll. This is where they go. I'm going Bills.
All right. I will echo his sentiment for the same reasons pretty much. The Bills are going to win. I do think that the Bills coming off a bye week is a good thing for them. They get a chance to refresh. You know, Josh Allen's had some time with his wife, and we'll see if that helps, you know.
He was certainly a sinner that week.
Oh my God, I hope so. Anyway, I think, and I do agree, the Panthers can be dangerous at home, but ultimately I think it's just too much momentum. I think Bills win.
Ralph, you got faith in the Red Rifle?
I'm going Bills. I got nothing more to say.
Yeah.
There's
All right, after what we said,
Yeah, sometimes it's easy.
there's
Haley
no reason
Steinfeld.
to say anything else. All right.
That's true.
The Dallas Cowboys taking on your Denver
Cowboys?
Broncos.
All right,
We're going to start with Neil.
go ahead, Neil. Pick
All
right.
right.
Pick
So-
correctly.
So I listen, just to spite you,
As well you should.
I'm picking the Cowboys over the Broncos. I realize this game.
Wow.
I realize that this game is in Denver,
It is.
and I realize that should be and normally is a problem. But I think that the Cowboys are just going to play completely out of their minds this week. They're going to get that Denver high, that Rocky Mountain high, and they are going to obliterate inexplicably, without any rhyme or reason. They're going to obliterate the Cowboy or the Broncos, or the Cowboys are going to obliterate the other Cowboys.
So you're taking Dallas.
I'm taking
Yeah,
Dallas.
took a while to get there, but I think I understand. Yeah. Go ahead, Ralph.
To me, this game comes down to the trenches. I think Denver has a slight edge in the trenches. I'm going to go at home with the Broncos. I feel you're right. Bo Nix has been a question mark this year, and I can't figure out what's going on there. It could be the sophomore jinx, whatever it is. But I just feel they've got more than Dallas. Do I think it'd be crazy that Dallas wins this game? No, I don't think it'd be crazy to see that happen. They're a weird, inconsistent team as well. So, but I'm going to go because they're in Denver, because I think they have a slight edge in the trenches. I'm going Broncos.
Yeehaw! Also, breaking news: Tyrod Taylor's ruled out. Justin Fields is ready to start for the Jets once again. Nobody
Oh boy.
cares.
I'm sure they're happy.
Yes, absolutely. Cowboys are winning this game because
Wow.
I know. I hate myself. The Broncos are not winning this game. Historically, the Cowboys actually do mollywop the Broncos. Like, they have not won since I want to say since I don't know. And it's been a while since the Broncos have won this matchup. It's weird. But the Cowboys, look, we're going strength on strength. Good defense meets good offense. Historic. One would even argue with the Cowboys, and one would argue with the Broncos. They're full steam. CeeDee Lamb has come back for the Cowboys. So you got a full-fledged offense over there with the Cowboys. And then the Broncos, look, Bo Nix, if we could only get the fourth quarter Bo Nix for the entirety of the game, that would be nice. I don't think we are, and we certainly have not seen it. Yes, they're 3-0 at home. You look at who they've beaten this year, it has just been incredibly shaky. I am so ready for this to be such a downpour of emotion. I'm going to go for the Cowboys to win, and me being upset and melatonin all over my Sunday evening because of it.
All
Go
right.
Cowboys.
2 Dallas, 1 Denver. All right. Let's next game. Next game, I'm going to do the Steelers and the Packers. I'll start this one. This is a tough one because we just talked about it. The Packers are really inconsistent. I don't know what Packer team we're going to get. Right. And that's what makes it tough.
Agreed.
They can either look so good one week and look so bad the next week. I feel like Steelers they're starting to find it a little bit. Aaron Rodgers has played pretty darn good this season. He doesn't look bad. DK seems to be finding his way. They got their running game starting to kick in. I know there's some questions on defense still, but I don't know, man. I'm feeling maybe the Steelers might take this game. I'm going to go Steelers. I don't feel great about it. I think it can go either way. It's just they're so inconsistent in Green Bay right now. I don't know which team we're getting, so I'm going to take Steelers.
I will go next. Look, the Packers are heading over to the Steel Curtain where Aaron Rodgers will be facing his home team, and the Packers will be facing the team that Aaron Rodgers beat in order to win his lone Super Bowl. So fascinating narratively. I will definitely take the Steelers as this is a rah-rah Mike Tomlin spot where he is at home. He is an underdog. Their Steelers defense just gave up a bunch of points. I don't think, and they've had extra time with the mini bye. That is a Thursday night game prior to the game before. They're at home. All of these things lead to a Steelers win. I don't know whether or not this will be an ugly win. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is capable of another shootout, so I think it's probably going to lean like 17-14, but let's go Steelers.
All right, so you both are wrong, but not by much.
All right.
Honestly, I agree. I think the Steelers have the potential to win this game. I really do. And all the shade you can throw at Aaron Rodgers, like, I don't care about any of that. He's playing decent right now. He certainly has some familiarity with the Packers and how they run things. Obviously, a lot of things have changed, so it's not the exact same. But I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have some incentive to try to beat the Packers, to beat his old team. But I think the Packers, this time around, I think Matt LaFleur and his genius and very good-looking coaching, by the way, I think he is going to figure out a way to use Aaron Rodgers' desire to win against him. And I think this is just a prediction because this is all this is. All we do, kids, is just guess at stuff, right? I think that equal being equal, the Packers have the better matchups, but obviously they're very inconsistent. But I have a feeling that this game, they are going to be consistent, and it will not be a blowout. It'll be a very close game, but I think the Packers win. I am picking Green Bay.
Surprise.
Go Pack, go.
Narratively, I would love that.
Next game, the surprising New England Patriots taking on the not horrible Cleveland Browns. Phil.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about it. I know you guys are thinking
you're going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
Do it.
I'm going to take a Brown.
Wow.
You're going to take the Browns to the Super Bowl?
I'm going to drop a Brown in the Super Bowl. Look,
All right.
the Patriots riding high, 4-game win here. They're coming back home after that emotional win of Mike Vrabel getting one over his old team. It's not going to be pretty. It might be a 3-0 win. It might just be something that I'm in constant fear of. But those Browns, they're feisty. Oh my God, they're so good on defense specifically.
Well, here's the question: Who's gonna be the quarterback for the Browns?
He's this really short guy from Oregon.
He's doing a good job.
Quacks like a duck, doesn't throw like a duck. But yeah, Dylan Gabriel over there. The Browns will beat the Patriots, I think.
Okay, Neil.
So here's what I think is going to happen. I agree with you. I actually agree on this take. I do think the Browns are going to sneak this one out. I think they're going to win. But here's what I else think is going to happen. I think, and I do not wish ill on any human being in this regard, but I believe that there will be something that happens that causes Dylan Gabriel to be out of the game. And I think that this will be the time when Legendary finally gets in the game, and he'll have a bunch of mop-up stuff during garbage time. But I have a feeling that this game might be the moment that Legendary Shedeur Sanders becomes the starting quarterback. Obviously not this week, but after this game, this is when if it's going to happen, I think this is when it happens. That's my crazy wild prediction. But despite all that nonsense, he's going to lead. The Browns are going to win the game.
I think you're both high. The Patriots are riding a 4-game streak. Patriots are playing really good ball right now. The Browns have a good defense. I think Dylan Gabriel's doing a really good job, and I think the coach is committed to him. I mean, he's made the comments that, he's going to be giving him most of the reps. He wants him to develop. They like Dylan Gabriel, which is smart, over that idiot over there. So I'm going to continue with the Patriots to win this game, and Shador, I'm a moron, Sanders will not be playing the next week or the week after or anytime this year unless Dylan gets hurt. So I'm going to go ahead and go Patriots.
Well, I said he was going to get hurt.
I'm just saying.
Honestly, I completely agree with Ralph in principle on all the Shador Sanders stuff. But I just like to poke the bear when it comes to this.
You gotta love the drama.
I do love poking. I like playing devil's advocate. And if you try to make some point, I'm going to defend Ralph. And if Ralph makes a point, I'm going to defend you or him.
Here's a surprising good matchup. You have the Giants and the Eagles.
This is
not easy. This is an interesting matchup, Phil. I know your favorite coach against your team that
Nick Sirianni, baby.
By. So what do you got?
Look, this is thus far for me been the week of the upset. That's where it
Apparently,
ends. Yeah, I know. This is where it ends. Eagles, yes, they're without AJ Brown. They've been circling this game. Like, they actually can't afford to lose this game. The Eagles, if you look at the rest of their schedule, it actually gets pretty tough. This was supposed to be an easy series for them to get. I think a 6-2 outing here will be the case once the dust settles. I think the Giants, they were having a fun time. They were dancing, and Jackson Dart was just jigging himself on a Thursday night all across for the Eagles. And what they did, he was doing a lot of stuff.
A lot of jigs.
Yeah, a lot of,
Okay.
Yeah, so, the Eagles are going to win.
Sounded like Mr. Bill dancing.
What
right?
the? Oh, Mr. Bill.
So there we go. Eagles are going to win, and I think it might be ugly, to be honest. Because
you don't believe in the Giants.
I do. I just don't believe him in here. Like, okay. I also, I don't know when, but Jackson Dart is going to get himself hurt. He has been, I'm not
Probably
predicting
right.
it here, but I'm just saying,
Jackson Dart.
Who's going to be surprised when all of a sudden the guy who leads with his shoulder, who's going for every single rush possible, when he actually gets knocked out of a game and that's going to cost him a game, that's not going to be me surprised. So I'm going to pick Eagles.
Neil?
So this will be a very close game. And there will be a point in the game where if you put money on the Eagles, you're going to be like, ooh, I'm sure I should have put money on the Giants. I don't know why I second guessed this. Why did I doubt the Giants and their historic run they're on right now? But ultimately, it's okay. Rest assured, Eagles fans, I think that despite any kind of flourish, any kind of run that the Giants make on the shoulders and on the CTE of Cam Scatterbo, and Jackson Dart and his swagger and his bravado, I think the Eagles will pull this out. I pick fly, Eagles fly.
I would say that the Eagles are not who we thought they were. They're not the team we expected to see this year, right? Saquon Barkley has not had a good year. The offense just doesn't seem very fluid this year. The defense has been a little bit more porous than we thought we would see. They're definitely not the powerhouse they were last year. I mean, at this point, right? That being said, we are talking about the Giants, who I feel have made good strides this year. I like what I see in spite of the fact that I think their coach is terrible. But I think Jackson Dart's playing really well. I love Cam Scatterbo a lot. But they're not there yet. They're not. But they're getting there. And if you're a Giant fan for the first time in years, you're actually looking at your team going, hey, we actually have some hope here going forward.
I mean, say it out loud. Giants sweep the Eagles for a season. It's a bit hard of a pill to swallow.
I got to take the Eagles because it's the right pick. But I'm pulling for the Giants.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling for the Giants.
100%.
All right. Last game. We got these Chicago Bears against the Baltimore Mr. Jackson not going to be there again.
Yeah,
Ravens.
he's going to be ruled out for a third game, including a bye there. So technically, for 4 weeks, this hamstring injury is going to hamper him.
It's going to hamper him. So I'll go first.
Good.
Good. Get you out of the way. Get out of here.
Wow.
You know, the Ravens are not what they were. I think, and I said this before the show, Mike McDonald, since he's left the Ravens, that defense has gone nothing but downhill. And they're getting worse every year. A good defensive coach is hard to find, and they had one, and he's gone. I think the Bears are starting to get it together. I think Caleb Williams is starting to gain some more confidence. We're seeing some more flow in the offense. They're actually starting to put points on the board. I feel like he's turned the corner, and the Bears have turned the corner a little bit. Hey, they're right in it, man. They're having a decent year. I said they'd probably finish second or third. I think that's where they're still going to stay. I think it's between them and the Packers to finish second and third because I think the Lions run away with this division. But I'm going to take the Bears. I just think right this moment, they're a better team than the Ravens. The Ravens are a team on the down. So I'm going Bears. And Phil. No, it's going Neil.
That's going to me. So as an NFC North Bobo and as a fan of the Green Bay Packers, this prediction is going to hurt a little bit, but I think it's based in facts.
Okay.
I think that the Ravens are obviously struggling right now for so many factors. Lamar Jackson being out, new defensive schemes, etc. They have underperformed so much the last couple of weeks. It's almost hard to recognize this team being the Ravens. And with that said, with Lamar Jackson being out yet another week, there is no way that I can pick against the scrappy, the conniving, the scheming Ben Johnson and what he's doing down there on the waterfront at Soldier Field. They're obviously going to be in Baltimore. I get that. But I am picking Bear down, Chicago Bears.
Oh.
They're going to beat the Ravens tomorrow.
Bears. Phil.
Bears. Yeah, so a 5-game winning streak would be incredible for the Bears and Caleb Williams in that offense. DeAndre Swift has certainly been able to find a bunch of holes that offensive line has been able to gel and actually finally come into itself. That all being said, the Baltimore Ravens are winning this game. They're coming out of a bye.
Wow.
Harbaugh bye is a real thing. Yes, I understand.
A Harbaugh, if you will.
Yeah. The Ravens are desperate for this win. Bears, not so much. Ravens need this win, and also we can disparage that defense as much as we have, and I understand and I agree. Before heading into the bye, though, they served up a 17-point win to the Rams, and that was impressive.
It was
an impressive loss as far as like defensively. So I worry, of course. I wish that Lamar Jackson was a part of this. That he's not makes it, of course, a little more hesitant. I do think that there's value to be found though for the Ravens. I think that this will be a touchdown game, if not more. I don't think that the Bears will be able to overcome a bunch of what they've been getting away with. Like they've been giving Caleb Williams a lot of early leads, a lot of turnovers. I think that the Ravens will ready the ship and at least get a win and start their plight to winning that division.
all right. So you're on the Ravens.
Plate.
Blissful Hayes on the text line says, if the Cardinals management wants to win, they need to trade the midget. He isn't able to be successful NFL caliber quarterback. He has a 38, 48, and 1 win-loss record with Arizona. Yeah, I would say this much about the Cardinals this week. They won't lose. Other than that, there's really nothing.
Wow.
I got to tell you, there's just nothing positive to say. I was watching Jonathan Gannon's presser on Monday, and I got to tell you, he's the most unimpressive head coach in the NFL. He really is. Just what he says is so unimpressive. I feel like he has no plan. I feel like he doesn't have a clue what's going on. And I think he's in trouble. I think that organization's in trouble, and they need to make a change. And they need to make a change in multiple places. But anyway, so Blissful Hayes, I understand what you're saying.
So are you saying that Jonathan Gannon doesn't make any sense?
He doesn't. He really doesn't.
There you go.
It's
not just me.
He
It's
just
him
doesn't
too.
make any sense. Chief Skull is on the on YouTube. Says, I took the Eagles last week. What the hell was I thinking?
Well,
Neil, what the hell? Did you just sing?
Oh, you don't listen to the show very often. I sing early and often on this show.
Certainly does.
I do. I'd sing. I'll hum music, but I also sing on occasion. but I happen to know the Chicago Bears rouser. So there you go.
All right. So that's our, and I got to bring this up. So I didn't talk about where we're at last week.
Oh yeah. Our
Oh
picks.
yes,
We all went 3-3 last week.
yeah, all
Except
three
Except
gentlemen.
for our guest host,
One
Sports Girly.
girly,
She did a phenomenal 6-0,
and
Well-
she begrudgingly took the Broncos.
which goes to show you can pick by helmet design and color.
How dare you?
Wow.
She is somewhere outraged right now.
Wow.
She heavily researched. She was talking to me all week. She's like, "What is?" Yes, I know. So she is. She was. She was
Did
all
she-
gung ho.
Did she break it down?
Oh, she broke it down. Yeah, she brought it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And anyway, going into this week, let me just give you the records too. So we have
Absolutely.
that. We know
Yeah,
how
because you
Sports
said
Girly
all
did.
three of us went 3-3, right?
So Neil right now is in third place at 23-17-1.
makes sense.
I am in second place at 24-16-1. And Phil is our leader at 25-15-1. So we each have a one game.
And if ever,
It's tight.
tell me about it.
What?
If ever there was a style points ranking, I would be leading that as well.
Hang on,
because
so-
I still have that Titans win over the Cardinals.
So when you
Whoop, babe.
when he said my numbers, you said makes sense. What the hell is that all about, man?
Because we're all winning.
Why are you coming at me?
We're all winning.
Yeah, Neil's in third. Makes sense.
But we're all within 2 games.
That's true. No,
So
that's
why it makes
actually.
sense.
I'm actually more impressed with that I'm within 2 games of the leader at this point.
Chief Scrolls back on YouTube says Gannon came to the Cardinals with moxie, and I appreciated that to finally have it like a BA, but he's lost it.
What Moxie? I mean, like that's not Moxie. I haven't seen him with Moxie. Like when I think of Moxie, I think of Mike Vrabel. I think of Mike Tomlin. I think of D'Amico Ryans over in Houston. Like
you think of Liam Cohen going Duval.
I even think of like Raheem Morris over in Atlanta. Like there are guys with the most like milquetoast person over there, Jonathan Gannon, who has to wear a baseball cap to hide his bald head. Like, get out of here.
Not just his full bald head, his balding bald head.
Yes.
That's great.
When you look at all the rookie head coaches this year, since we're talking head coaches, so there's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 of them, right?
Are there?
Not rookie head coaches, but first year coaches.
Okay.
Right.
First year with that team.
First year with that
Let me
team,
clarify.
correct.
First year with that team.
Okay. Yes.
So you take a look at and you grade. I looked at the grading, and this is what's there, and I want to see what you guys think. All right, bringing up the bottom, and I agree with this 100%.
Pete Carroll.
Is Pete Carroll and Aaron Glenn. They both are a D-.
Yeah. Instead
Would
of
you
Jeff-
guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Just win, baby.
absolutely.
More like Nepo baby with his son over there.
I'm surprised.
Wow, that was a shot.
I'm surprised by Pete Carroll.
yeah.
Underperforming, and it's Geno Smith.
His
And
undying loyalty to Geno
he
Smith
needs
was
to get past that loyalty because it's killing him right now.
So are you saying that like you don't does Pete Carroll even call you anymore?
He stopped when they were losing. So
Yeah, I know.
Does
Seriously.
he send
it's
you
like
his used gum sticks?
I'm still getting picks. So, but I've used gum sticks. But I think he needs to get past his loyalty for Geno Smith, man. It's time. And then they have a C- Kellen Moore with the Saints. He's 1-6.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a tough gig.
yeah. I didn't expect much out of there, to be honest with you.
I don't-
Right.
And that he's made Spencer Rattler look like
Yeah.
a fine quarterback, like a serviceable quarterback. I think that's actually a underrated good job we're seeing. down
I
there.
think so too.
Yeah,
So, but C-, that's a little harsh, I think.
I
but
think
okay.
so.
Then you got 3 B-, which are Brian Schottenheimer with the Cowboys, Liam Cohen with the Jags, and Ben Johnson with the Bears. They all
What?
get B-.
Duval.
Hard to argue. I actually can't see how all those three are on the same level
Yeah.
playing field. actually.
Schottenheimer being that high is actually a surprise, but warranted, I think.
Yeah,
I
that,
think it's warranted.
that could be a B just on off
Yeah.
of the hard.
Mm-hmm.
Liam Cohen, I think, has done a great job with the Jags. I mean, they still got things to do, and I think they need to figure out the whole Hunter thing. But I mean,
I worry that he's an offensive-minded head coach. He's supposed to be a guru, a savant
Right.
for the quarterback, and Trevor Lawrence still looks
You just call him
as
an idiot?
uncoordinated. No, I said a savant.
Idiot savant.
and Ben Johnson, we
Idiot.
talked about it, especially Neil mentioned this a lot in the beginning, is that it's going to take the Bears half the season to figure out Ben Johnson's schemes and what he does before they really start get rolling. And I feel we're starting to turn the corner.
They're
a little
starting
bit
to
with Ben
figure it out.
Johnson.
Also, that offensive line was all new, pretty much, except for
Yeah.
like the left tackle. So like they needed time to gel. Like you look at the Buffalo Bills, the only reason why they have a really good offensive line is because of how long that offensive line has stayed together. Like that chemistry between the 5 gentlemen is really strong because they have a lot of experience and veteranship with them. The Bears, all fresh, all new. So
Yeah.
that was part of what needed to gel as well as the scheme.
And number 1 with an A-, and I think anyone's going to argue this, Mike Vrabel. I mean, what he's done with the Patriots.
He's made them an actual playoff contender in short order.
Yes.
They're
agreed.
5-2.
Yeah.
No one would have ever.
With one of those wins against the Bills.
I mean, and this slides right into that, is if you look at the week 8 power rankings, there's no way we would have thought it would look like this.
Correct.
Right? Top 10 Bills, 9 Patriots. Didn't see that.
You got
8 Rams. We kind of figured they'd be in it.
Yeah.
7 Seahawks. I don't think anybody saw that.
No, did not. Certainly did
6
not.
Broncos. We kind of thought the Broncos would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
even higher than that.
Yeah,
maybe.
that feels.
5 Bucks. Yeah, I kind of felt the Bucks were a
Yep.
good team coming.
I don't
into
know
this
if
year.
that high, but certainly in the top
10, right?
Right.
4 Lions. Okay, we
Yes.
knew they'd be probably top 4 or 5. 3 Packers. I think that's high for them.
That's high. I agree.
They're
It-
high. I don't think. Unfortunately, they're just consistently.
Inconsistent.
Well,
That's high, like Todd Marinovich high.
but the thing is, when Jordan Love has a turnover, man, it absolutely kills him. Like those 2 interceptions that he has on the year, I can both correlate to losses, directly
Yeah.
correlate to losses. I mean, and again, it looks impressive, 10-2 on a touchdown to interception ratio. But man, those 2 interceptions really are gnarly.
And then number 2, they have the Chiefs, which we kind of figured they'd be top 5.
Oh, absolutely.
the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
they look so back, baby.
And this is where it gets crazy. Number 1, the Colts.
Get out of here.
Nobody.
Get out of here.
Nobody
They-
saw that coming.
we dumped on the Colts so much in the preseason.
As well we should. Like,
and
get
we
out of here.
were wrong.
No, we were not wrong.
Daniel
wrong.
Jones, aka the Neck,
I
is
was
just
wrong.
out
The
there
Neck.
killing it.
No, we were wrong to a degree, but they are so dangerously close to 5-2 that it's the only reason why we are putting them number 1. What
6-1.
What are these? The standings? Would I go?
These are the
be
week 8
brave.
power
Are you-
rankings
are
from
you-
the NFL.
Are you discounting these because you don't agree with the results?
100%. Like when
Well,
you know,
at least he's
you know what
honest.
that
That's-
is?
That's all you
Is
want.
whenever the
honesty.
QBR of it says that Geno Smith had a better game last week in a shutout loss to Patrick Mahomes did. That's when you know that the system's broken. When the Colts are leading your power rankings, that's when you know that the system is
So
broken.
throw the system out.
So I'll do it right now. Here, I'm going to plant my flag.
Plant your
Where's my
flag, baby.
Where is it? Where's my
Got to find the flag. It's flowing. It's
We do the flag thing. We know what we're getting ourselves into.
He is all about plant flagging.
The Colts will be in the AFC Championship game.
Wow.
The Seahawks
Bold.
will be in the NFC Championship game.
bold.
all right. Both of those
That's
things
a
parlay
double
together,
whammy.
not happening.
They're
Bold.
both
I
happening.
will parlay that.
They're both
I
happening.
will put down. I will lay money on that right
Two
now.
of the
in
most
fact.
disrespected, underrated teams this year. So
Rightfully
far.
so.
And there's no true juggernaut in either conference
I am putting money on
that
that
can
right
take
now.
them down.
That's how confident I am in
He
your
is
pick.
actively gone to the phone, guys. Like
Yes.
this is.
I'm
this
doing
is
it right
actively
now. I'm
happening.
literally. You see right now. I'm
Yeah.
going on to
Yeah,
DraftKings.
the Indianapolis Colts are not making it to the AFC Championship. game.
AFC Championship game.
That we can assure you of, dear listener.
NFL. Here we go. I'm doing this.
Blissful Hayes on text line says, I agree with Ralph. Gannon always answers many post-game press questions and with I don't know. He doesn't talk with confidence. He has no answers. He's right. He talks like
That's
he has
no team
no idea
presence.
what he's talking about.
Yeah,
That's the culture you want for your team?
yeah. I get it. The whole thing stinks. Get him out. Everybody besides Trey McBride, get him out. Get him out of here.
And my last thing, if you look at the divisions right now, I think the NFC West minus the Cardinals, because they're terrible, has the 3 of the best teams in the NFL right now.
Well, the 49ers, it's hard because
As hurt as they are, they're still
The
doing it.
NFC
They're-
worst is not the worst.
yeah, the 49ers are the backups right now. So I mean, if
But the
if you-
Rams and the Seahawks.
Rams, I mean, Matthew Stafford's darn near making his case for MVP. I
Yeah.
mean, he right now should be in the top 3, him along with Daniel Jones. I begrudgingly will give you that. But yeah, it's him, Patrick Mahomes, and Daniel Jones are the 3 contenders there for it. And coach of the year, I think, goes to the 49ers. Seahawks, you know what? Like, you got to give it up to Mike McDaniel. That defense is legit. You're looking at Leonard and the pressure that he's getting right up the middle.
Oh, he looks phenomenal.
I mean-
Defensive player of the year right now.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane what they're able to do. So
And JSN has to be, offensive. He's got to be in the conversation for offensive player of the year.
yeah, actually, I'll go there. Yeah,
He's,
yeah, production wise and
probably
certainly
going to have a 2,000-yard season. He's on pace.
yeah, and you plus the fact that you can directly contribute a loss to Sam Darnold, I think helps the case whenever you're looking at like an offensive player and versus like what the quarterback does. Yeah.
All right. Well, we agree on something. Did you make your bet?
It's kind of hard to make that
You
bet.
can't make a finalist bet.
Oh, you can. Okay,
hang
well
on.
then just pick AFC champion Colts, NFC champion Seahawks.
Oh, you're gonna.
What's
you're
that
going.
bet?
Are you?
I
Oh,
also wanna see what that
hang
bet
on a
is.
second. Are you calling for a Colts Seahawks Super Bowl?
That's what I'm calling for. I'm not planting my flag on that, but I'm calling for it.
All right, so here we go. So let's see what the odds are. Right now, AFC champs Colts is plus 450, and the Seahawks are plus 1200. So a $10 bet yields $715 on that.
That's crazy.
Do it. All right.
Kiss that $10 goodbye.
I'm gonna throw $5 at it. That's $357. I ain't doing that.
Hey, that's
crazy, bro.
our show, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Saturday morning and just giving us a little bit of your weekend.
Aw.
We had a good time. We will be back, same bat time, same bat channel next week.
Thank you,
minus
Shannon.
Mr. Lynch. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in jail.
Nah,
I'm
jail.
gonna go to
Jail.
I'm gonna go to the workhouse. Nah.
We'll be back, and by then, hey, we might have a World Series champion. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, we will definitely have a World Series champion
Well,
by
the
the time I
game
get
7
back.
would be the weekend.
Oh,
so.
well, when you get back, yeah. But we will have a Maple Bird.
Ouch.
Reigning as a World Series
Hey,
champion.
thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. It's the Weekend Warriors right here on the Weekend Warrior Network, I guess.